Guys, I think we're live. We are live. Guys, welcome to Between the Ropes TV. As always, Josh, Ben, Scott, and we are here for our first ever live watch-along, and we've picked a good one, haven't we? AJ event. It's been an interesting card, hasn't it, so far? I mean, let's jump straight into for me, what was a complete scam of a fight that we've just watched. Campbell Hatton obviously picking up the win. Campbell Hatton didn't win that, did he?
No, it was controversial. I think the fairest thing to do this early on in Campbell's career, it's get the rematch, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think he owes him the rematch. For me, I don't think he even. I'd argue he didn't even win a round. I don't know what
he
guys.
Won the second.
Do you reckon he won the second?
He won the second.
Maybe
I
won the
think
second.
Possibly the fourth as well.
It wasn't that one-sided, but
It was pretty one-sided.
you just like to hate on people.
You know it's bad though when you literally have the home crowd booing Campbell Hatton because they knew that they'd just seen a monstrosity, really, an absolute monstrosity. But yeah, guys, obviously we're going to be doing a watch along now all the way through the Joshua fight up to the and yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. Those that have watched our previous videos, we've obviously got me who thinks Usyk is going to pick up the win.
Wrong.
These two, they're backing Joshua. So yeah, going to be an interesting one. Let us know in the comments who do you think will get in the win, because it's been very 50-50, hasn't it, so far? I think it was surprising you guys to see how many people are saying Usyk's going to win.
I thought when all this fight was announced, I honestly believed everyone would be on Joshua's side. I thought it'd be a 90-10 to Joshua. But then as you talk to people, a lot of people think Usyk's going to take it, and hopefully he doesn't. And we get that all British.
everyone wants that AJ Fury clash, even I do. But I think if Joshua can't knock out Usyk, I think he's going to struggle. I really do think he's going to struggle.
His best chance, isn't it? You're knocking out, you win. I think it's what you said. I don't think she'll be going in there to outbox him, because I do think Usyk, he always looks flustered. So
with the bigger shots.
Yeah, I think if Joshua goes in, he can overwhelm him, get some shots in, box a bit. I think his best chance is to stop him, not that he has to. I think it's the best way to beat him. You're
probably right there. It probably is going to be the best way to beat him, going in with that power. Surprisingly, he weighed in the same that he did for Pulev, didn't he, if I'm not mistaken.
And look how he looked in that fight.
Yeah.
He was impressive against Pulev. So
Dom's asking, will you down a beer if AJ wins?
Well, Joshua won over you.
Yeah, Dom, thanks for the comment, mate. I'll actually be drinking Scott's Tears. That's my drink of choice for this.
Dom, who are you supporting, mate? Who are you? Who's Dom backing? Do you know?
It's going to be AJ, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be AJ. Dom's really frustrated with the lack of Fury and AJ situation. So he's definitely pulling for an AJ win.
Is he a bit like me that thinks maybe AJ deserves to get smacked up?
No, nobody's like you.
Usyk.
Hang on, what was that question only aimed at me?
Well, obviously Dom wants you to drink a beer.
I think Dom's thinking, come on, Ben, you got to bring something here.
Well, yeah.
I'm managing a busy Twitter account because Scott decided sympathy was a good option.
I was going to say, we put out a tweet about the fact we're live now.
I'm about to, yeah.
Well, let me know, I'll retweet it.
That was a good point you brought up, though, wasn't it? About Smith. Hoping he's okay, but that was one hell of a knockout.
It was a knockout.
It was...
Yeah, what was worrying to me was the fact that his leg went completely. His leg went, didn't it? You saw when he got knocked over, his leg started twitching.
That's the thing. It was almost seizure-like behaviour, wasn't it? And, obviously we just had a little bit of a laughing and joke, obviously, about Scott with the Twitter, but we hope he's all right. It's not nice to see. It's the bad side of the sport, isn't it? But unfortunately, it's an occupational hazard. So.
I think it's interesting, but what do you make of the general card so far? Because I don't think there's been many close fights, I'll be honest.
Well, I'm glad, Alan, Lee, if you're watching this, we were obviously right. Ben was wrong on the Marku Prodan. Yeah. I thought Marku won that. It was close, particularly as the fight wore on. But I think Marku did enough early to definitely get that win.
I still don't see it from him, though. I just look like he calls out Conor Ben, but I don't think he stands a chance.
Interestingly, Mikey McKinson has put out a tweet saying he'll give Marku a boxing lesson. And I think that's actually a fight I'd quite like to see. Sort of that'd be interesting. Winner goes on to bigger things. You know, both have talked about Conor Benn. With that, you're potentially looking at that could actually happen.
Do you think Marquis will take that, or do you reckon he's eyeing up something bigger?
He wants Ben, because I think for me, Ben is still a step or two ahead of him, and he knows that. So by getting the Ben, obviously he's a boxer, he believes he'll beat him. So by getting that fight early on, it'll push him past Ben. But for Ben, that is a backward step. When he's going in the ring with the people he is, then he may as well just carry on fighting at those standards.
Dom asking, do you think O'Kelly will win, and if so, which round? I think O'Kelly will win. It's set up in it for O'Kelly win.
I think so. It's not an easy fight. It is a.
Will he get the stoppage?
I think
he will.
Yeah, no, I think he will. He'll force the stoppage. Well, I'm looking at it as, you know, first offence. I believe it's his mandatory. So he's got to, you know, he's talked about unifying, possibly going the undisputed route and then moving to heavyweight.
Yeah, he's got that heavyweight.
So, and the thing is, we're forgetting with Lawrence Okoli that he's actually got, you know, a relatively limited experience level. So I've got no issues with him. You know, he's won a world title pretty quickly. I've got no issues with him taking 1, 2, maybe 3 more fights before he goes into those absolute monster fights. I mean, he's fortunate, obviously, Gassiev and Usyk have moved on from cruiserweight.
Yeah.
So there's more. I mean, he's already beat Jujutsu, Glavaki. If
he doesn't shy away.
No, he doesn't shy away. And to be fair, particularly with how he's looked in his last 2 performances, he's got absolutely no reason to shy away at all. He's performing well. He's doing a great job at the weight. You know, look at his gym. Chris Billam-Smith's there. You know, Shane McGuigan. They're doing a great job, and I think Okoli made a joke out of it after Chris Billam-Smith beat Tommy McCarthy. And I think like they've rightly said, you got to go and see Shane McGuigan's boys for a cruiserweight belt, and they've done a great job. And you think of the sparring that he'll be getting there. Obviously, sparring with Billam-Smith. He'll be sparring with Daniel Dubois, who's a heavyweight prospect. We know my views. I'm not going to say any more than that on him.
No.
But it's interesting. It's a perfect camp for him to develop for me. I think it'll be really interesting to see what he can probably do next.
But well, Josh Buatsi on the screen now. You've got to wonder, what's he thinking of Smith? He's now in the same way. You've got. For me,
I know BoxRec are ranking Callum Smith as the number one. On it's only BoxRec, but still, I think he is the number one light heavyweight for me in Britain. Look at what he did at super middleweight. Cleared George Groves out, got the Ring Magazine belt, and I know he said, "I'm not blaming the weight for the Canelo loss," but as we've just seen, I'm not comparing Castillo to Canelo before we get comments suggesting that, but. Look at the power. He never showed that once against Canelo. At no point did he hit Canelo and you thought, oh, he's clipped him. We didn't think that. And yet he's just, hopefully he's okay, as we said, but he's just made a mess of Castillo. I think that's probably leading towards the Bivol fight.
That's a good one.
Different talk about where we'll get that fight. I'd love that. If he gets a world title win, let's be honest, probably this time next year, Buatsi another couple of fights, Buatsi Smith. That's a monster fight for the WBA light heavyweight belt.
I think that is huge. I think to call him number one though, when he's literally before his first fight, it's a bit harsh to the champions in there, isn't it?
No, it's only in Britain. So that is so. If you're looking at that, so you've got like you've got Callum Smith, Callum Johnson, Buatsi, Anthony Yard, Lyndon Arthur.
I think Buatsi could do it. I like Smith. I'm a big fan, but I do think give Buatsi a bit more time. So I still think for the world title, he's still a couple of fights away. But when he gets there, like you say, monster fight, that is the biggest one at that weight division for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think Buatsi, against Bolotniks last time out, he did well, punched himself out, and I was actually more impressed by how he came back. I thought that was the impressive bit, and obviously forced the win. I still think I've seen a few bits on social media, suggesting that he needs 2 or 3 more fights, similar to Conor Benn. And I agree with it. I think, another 2. It's hard to match them up, isn't it? So you've got Craig Richards, who I think he's on the October 30th card, but he's a good level for the likes of Buatsi to fight. But Eddie Hearn does tend to keep them away from each other until there's no other choice, or the fights. Probably that's the wrong phrase. It's probably when the fight's at its absolute best.
Got a comment coming in from Shiv. Obviously, Shiv regular, obviously on my other channel. Nice to have you come along, Shiv. That Hatton decision, dearie me, I completely agree. I think we spoke about this, but it was not a Hatton win, was it?
It wasn't. No,
It wasn't. It was disgraceful. And this is what really concerns me. We've already seen one dodgy decision tonight. Is Usyk going to get conned out of a world championship because of dodgy decisions?
Well, it's not that ref is actually 3 judges, so you can't. It's a bit hard for a dodgy decision. It's different when you've just got the referees in it.
I mean, don't forget one of the earlier fights. Who was it? There's one of the judges somehow managed to give it to. Name's gone for me.
Oh, Prodan.
Yeah. Someone decided that Mark, who hadn't won. Mason Mount.
Sorry, there we go. Dom, mate. Mason Mount on the screen. I know you'll be loving that, mate. Yeah, money, Mace. That's Dom's just got to send me, and he's happy about it.
Steph saying AJ for the win. We've already mentioned that. Usyk's going to win. Is there any Usyk fans in the house at the moment? Let us know.
Just Jimmy, you're just going on a bit.
Yeah. I feel if Alan jumps on, I think Alan will have you back, and I think that's going to be it. We've got to back the Brits, haven't we?
Yeah, maybe. I still think he's going to lose.
Look at that suit from David Diamante.
It is class, isn't he?
He is looking sharp.
Let's see if we can bring this a touch closer to us.
People don't need to see our ugly faces.
Oh dear God. Kirsty. Yeah. Don't comment. I'm glad you took long, not off you.
There we go. Brilliant.
I've stayed in a spotlight.
Oh.
And turning the shot.
Yeah, the stream's gone down.
Sky are having technical difficulties. Blame them.
The challenger making his way to the ring. I don't know why I went into a boxing noise.
David Diamante, your heart out.
Christ, could you imagine that? A person from Wolverhampton replacing him.
More chance of me being a ring girl.
Yeah. Big fellas, aren't they? The security.
Yes. Watching the bloke who fights for a living always amuses me.
It is always interesting, but they have a security for a bloke, but would usually just knock him out.
So, go on, what's your opinion, Scott? This fight, I see it going. You never said.
I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with Shiv. I'm actually going to Shiv. Thanks to the comment again. I'm going to agree. Usyk win on points since the fight was announced, but after the dodgy decisions we've seen already, yeah, I think they'll give AJ either the win or a draw, just because they won't want the chosen child or whatever you want to call him to win. I don't think he will win tonight. I think he'll lose on points, but it'll probably be a draw just because.
A lot of excuses already.
Yeah, because of these dodgy refs. As Shiv's saying, it's been absolutely disgraceful so far. That Campbell Hatton decision was probably one of the worst I've seen. It was disgraceful. It was.
I mean, don't hold back, Scott. It wasn't a great decision, but you got to look at it.
It was fraudulent, and that's what it was.
But he's always going to get the nod, and I think that's the.
What's the point of the? What's the other point of the other bloke fighting and beating him? Then he might as well just lay on the ground straight away.
You
might as
can't
well.
blame Hatton.
Of course, you can blame Hatton.
You can't blame him. He didn't encourage the ref.
Well, do you know what? I blame Matchroom. I blame Matchroom because they've clearly told the ref, look, you need to give him the win.
Nah, but for me, with Hatton, he should take the rematch. And then if he can win the rematch convincingly, you can't knock him for winning this one. Because again, it's not him. Conor Benn did it, didn't he? I can't remember who it was against. But it was the French fighter. He got knocked down. That's it. He got knocked down twice. People say he lost, so he had the rematch and he won convincingly. You can't knock him. And I just think, don't judge Hatton yet. Let's see what he does after it.
No, I think
Do you agree with what Shiv's saying? Shiv said, "I don't think Hatton won a round." I agree with him.
He had the second one at least.
The second,
at least.
Appreciate the comment, Shiv. I think that's harsh. I think he definitely won the second, possibly the fourth. But I did.
No, so he won 1 out of 6, and that ref has decided Hatton won.
No,
Jesus Christ.
No, it can be hard to score, and we were actually saying while we were watching the fight, I'm not a fan of just the referees scoring. I understand the costs and politics involved with getting 3 judges to every fight.
Yeah.
But judges are there, aren't they? Because they're going to be on the other fights that are title fights. It's a 6-rounder. it's really hard to sort of get a balance, I think, and that's what they need to start. Boxing as a sport they need to work on that.
And mate, massive thanks for coming on to the channel. Yeah, and saying but I'm going to start swinging. And to be honest, mate, if I see another ref injustice, then I'm probably going to have to drive down to Tottenham to start swinging at the judges.
Thanks for coming on, Ant. But do you know what? I've got to say this. We were nearly late to this stream because Scott's car needed a quick MOT on entry. So if anyone's going to start swinging, it's going to be me at him. So we're not having that. And when Joshua knocks Usyk out,
unfortunately, I'm surrounded by Joshua fanboys tonight. It's disgraceful.
I am not a Joshua fanboy. I just think Joshua's going to win. Don't put me in his category. I'm not one with an AJ t-shirt.
No, I'd actually. You bought him there.
No, I didn't. I got the Chisora one.
You did.
It's not even a t-shirt. It's a life-size replica model that sleeps next to him.
No, it doesn't sleep next. It sleeps in the bed with me, and I cuddle it all night.
Okolie, look, it's going to be interesting in it. Okolie, I'd like to see him step up to heavyweight eventually, but I definitely think it's the right weight for him at the moment. Obviously, just coming into the ring. It's obviously a mandatory. Do you think the mandatory is going to cause him any issues?
No, I don't. I think we'll get an Okolie stoppage win.
Josh, you're a lightweight now. They're after you.
Jamie's saying no. Josh
John
is a lightweight.
No, Jamie's a lightweight.
No, if Gaffer's here, that's it now. We can sack this stream off because, Gaffer is the best looking man on earth. I mean, we haven't got a picture to show everyone.
Just a shame he's an Everton fan.
He's an Everton fan.
Third best team in Liverpool, behind Liverpool and Tranmere.
Can you confirm that you once threw up off one WKD?
No, that definitely didn't happen. And I don't know why you've been like that, Gaffer. Yeah, I would have, mate.
Oh, Shiv, mate, you've let me down on this comment. Is it saying he's a huge AJ fan? Sees the flaws in you that Usyk will exploit. Want the AJ win purely for okay, I'll agree with that part. I want the AJ to. If AJ wins, at least we get the Fury fight. And
if Fury wins, it's not guaranteed, is it?
True.
I think Wilder's going to stop Fury. So
I'm still debating on that because I think Wilder. Fury's not been in the ring, has he, for quite a while, and we know that.
Same as Wilder.
If he doesn't come out punching as he did, and Wilder's at it early, then boom.
Right.
We've confirmed that Josh was sick off one WKD. Interesting.
The thing is, no. The thing is, Jack's talking. He's making reference to a completely different story there about rubbing backs in the toilet, where I was the ultimate team player. And Jack really needs to put a comment of apology in straight away.
Fury wipes the floor with AJ. And, mate, I agree. I think Fury would make AJ look like a big dosser. What do you think of what? Okay, who wins the fight? It's not even worth talking about Fury Wilder, is it? Fury Joshua, is it? Because we all know Fury wins that. But who wins out of Fury Wilder? Because I think Wilder would... not Fury Wilder. Who wins out of AJ Wilder?
AJ Wilder,
I think Wilder would absolutely spark him.
I think Wilder's a one-punch power, and I think AJ gets overwhelmed. Every time he's put down, there's a few shots going in, like Ruiz did to him. I don't know. I think that could be split down the middle. And
saying Wilder, I have to agree. Let's bring up Dom's comment. Let's Coley inside 6. Josh Runt's bottle going up a climbing frame when drunk.
All right, I can confirm that is true.
I love how you told me to actually bring up that comment.
I saw the Okolie bit and I thought, Dom's bringing some sense to the occasion.
Okolie is about to get started now.
Yeah, Okolie's just... Guys, is everyone watching this? I presume everyone's watching it and we're just using us as a bit of a watch-along. I don't think anyone's... I mean, let's face it, boxing, you can always find a stream. Linforth's in the chat. When you're starting to sell the merchandise, the Between the Ropes TV... If anyone wants us, let us know, and we'll just add a couple of quid onto what it costs to make.
Oh, will Scott? This is took a turn.
You can tell as an accountant, can't you?
Yeah, bloody hell, yeah.
AJ is too stiff to avoid Wilder for 12 rounds, I agree. I think Wilder just comes one of his hooks.
Is that how it goes?
Good night.
Exactly like that?
Yes.
Right.
No, see, I'm going to actually defend Joshua. He doesn't get the credit. We got into this in this debate we had the other
Are you
night.
two ever going to be on the same page?
No, we're
No,
not.
we never
Apparently
agree.
not. And the worst thing is, we'll just get over this, and then it'll kick off again for Fury Wilder.
Apparently you cried because you couldn't climb a crying frame.
Like, who said this?
You're getting mugged off.
I love this, lads. Tune into our stream if you don't mind. And yeah, they're just throwing pelters, but fine.
Shiv's just saying if AJ bounces around like he did the second Ruiz fight, then maybe he could have Wilder.
That was just what I was about to say, Shiv. Finally, someone in the comment section talking absolute sense.
Do we get any sound effects as well, Scott? I did try, but I don't think the microphone picked it up.
I think you'll get the sound of him crying when Usyk's lay on his back. I just hope he's took our advice and sold the sponsorship to the soles of his shoes.
What we're saying to the jumper, 50 quid?
To you, well, yeah, 50 quid to anyone else. To you, Dom, 120.
Dom, if you want a between the ropes jumper for 120 quid, yeah.
Steal Josh's.
Sam, what? Sam's saying he'd rather watch the golf. I'm sorry, Sam. You don't deserve to be on the stream.
No, yeah, Sam, we're not highlighting that comment. You're better than this, mate. Cancel that beer festival.
Right, we need to focus on this, okay? Well, we'll say we need to focus. We know what's going to happen. No, I hope this ain't going to be one of the fights where they're just hugging each other for 12 rounds.
It's not normally when a Cody's in, but...
I mean, it's interesting. I mean, you know, big stadium experience. Okoli's been there before, hasn't he? He boxed, I believe it was the Matty Askin fight, which got panned on the Joshua Povetkin undercard. Well, it's got to be 3 years ago now, but obviously he has been there in the big stadiums, hasn't he?
I think it's different when you...
Well, you're getting more love for golf than boxing.
So, right, so we'll just knock this off and we'll put the Ryder Cup on.
Guys, do you want us to do a Ryder Cup stream instead? Don't answer. Got my big 1.5 litres of deck.
I mean, it's quite a tentative start to this round, isn't it? You know, Coley's sort of working off the jab.
I feel he wants it to be a brawl, doesn't he, the challenger? I forgot his name. Yeah, it's a good start.
You're a disgrace.
What's his name? We're a disgrace. We're a team.
We're a disgrace.
We're a disgrace. It's a good left hook by Coley.
He's using the jab and the front arm a lot, isn't he?
Yeah, he'll build off the jab. Quite similar to how he approached the Glavacki fight, in fairness, but I don't blame him for replicating it because, you know, devastating results.
The thing is, Cody fights very much side on, doesn't he?
Are you a bit gutted that we've got Eubank Jr. in the commentary and not Eubank Senior?
Oh,
Always.
Absolutely.
Always.
I love Eubank Senior.
I was going to say, people may not know, but I know, well, apparently we all are. I'm a massive fan of Eubank Senior. That man is just pure gold every time you see him.
Stupendous.
Stupendous.
Thank you. Finally, I love Shiv. He always speaks absolute facts. Tried to watch the golf during the Olympics. Absolute nonsense. At least someone's here for the boxing stream. Scott on the Diet Coke, worse than drinking. I can't confirm or deny whether I drunk.
Hang on.
No.
I took my pelters. How about you have a bit now? So dart fruits on a match day?
I did get through 8 of them.
Yeah, but it's basically Ribena, isn't it?
It goes down like Ribena. That's the problem.
Calpol.
Golf's in the photogenic alphabet.
Phonetic alphabet. God, but there's definitely no vodka in that Coke. We can confirm that.
Can tell I'm not very good at English. I haven't got to meet Ian Nacho today. That's brilliant. I mean, just a quick comment on Leicester, and you still didn't get the win, did you? Dear me. And he's just here for the vibes. We love it. Well, that was a pretty boring first round. I mean,
It's always going to start like that. You got to give it to Okoli. You know, he's trying to force the fight a little bit more. And obviously, what we've learned is boxing commentary is not for us. But no, I'm sure
Scott's still about that, unfortunately.
Yeah. But now, as it wears on, I'm sure we'll get more from Okoli. There'll be more pressure. He'll start to let that right hand go a little bit, and we'll see. Obviously, Prazovic, I'm 99.9% sure the challenger is.
Yes.
He'll try and make it into a brawl, but I think Okoli's work will shine through. I've been so impressed with him. Particularly since he's gone under Shane McGuigan, it's a quality operation that they've got going.
I think he's in no rush and he doesn't have to be.
The second
Just
round's
gone.
just gone. And suddenly we're talking about Leicester. Ian Nacho's a prince, Vardy's a king, and then Ant's just saying Leicester aren't very good at football at the moment, which I have to agree. On to the actual boxing.
Yeah, there
in
you
case
go.
there's any...
Prazovic, I was right, Ben. So he's just you this disgrace.
He's just on the disgrace then, yeah.
Oh, Prazovic is in the black and gold. Maybe as a Wolves fan, I should be supporting Prazovic then.
No.
We all know Wolves playing orange.
Yeah.
It's old gold and black. Anyway, O'Coley. Just in case you've got any like Americans watching, going, what the hell are these boys on about? What's a Leicester?
Well, it's,
everyone's just speaking about Ian Nacho now. I mean, Linforth's goading Dom, asking what happened to Chelsea.
Sam, we're not having this. I love Jack's comment there. He does. I mean, he spelled pajamas wrong, Jack, but
And Chibi, he's a striker.
no comment. Sam off Dom. Oh dear.
Talking of no comment, Coley's actually, I don't know why that doesn't match at all. Yeah, I was trying to roll into one thing. We're starting to see some punches thrown at least. Coley's throwing some. Prazovic is throwing a few as well, isn't he?
No, Prazovic, he tried with the overhand right there. He's trying to force the pace a little bit more.
It's difficult when you're trying to box like a Coley. It's difficult when Prazovic is trying to brawl because he's stepping every time. It is hard to box against those opponents. I think he's doing a good job at the moment.
I mean, hopefully when we get to the AJ fight, guys, we won't be still talking about Ian Nacho because all the comments are just about Ian Nacho at the moment.
To be fair,
It's what's relevant.
Yeah.
dictated to by the viewers.
Good old Ian Nacho. Coley at the moment looking.
So look, he's permanently coiled and ready, and I don't like that from Prazovic. Just
because that could have injured the shoulder.
He's just
tried to hook in the shoulder.
Going in low, just trying to wrestle.
Oh no, is Coley sponsored by Boohoo Man?
He is, yeah.
Oh no, Coley, get in the bin, mate.
Get in the bin.
No. Oh, I really liked him, but being sponsored by Boohoo Man, I don't know if I have any respect for him now.
It's Love Island next year for him.
I was going to say, Coley's
There
knocked
we
him
go.
down. Was that counted as a proper knockdown?
No,
Yes.
that's a knockdown. Definitely.
Yeah, I thought it was back of the head for a second. Coley's knocked him down. Is anyone actually... No, our comments are just talking about David Nugent and Stephen Pienaar.
Right, I'm sorry, I can't watch this with Gaffer giving it Stephen Pienaar, Ryan Giggs. Gaffer, we've had this debate before. Just tune in and watch a Coley take Prazovic out, please.
Well, it's nice to know that people are just are obviously just enjoying the vibes.
Beautiful overhand right there.
Coley's about to finish him, isn't he?
Oh, he's going to run out of time.
isn't it?
Oh, he is. This AJ fight could come sooner than expected. They said 10:30.
Nah, there'll be a long wait to it. And
yeah,
walks will take a while.
We'll get to where Eubank Jr. talk absolute crap for an hour, won't we?
Well, I'm glad we've got people speaking about David Nugent then, because I don't know what we're going to speak about for the next hour. Yeah. We'll just rant about Campbell that and Shiver, you still in the comments, we need you.
To be fair, Jack has got a point. David Nugent, 1 cap, 1 goal. That's as impressive as the Coley knockdown.
Hasn't Steve Ball got the same?
No one cares about Steve Ball.
I think
Jack,
Steve Ball's got the same.
no, the England-Germany game in the Euros, me, Jack, and our mate Joe, we had the displeasure of seeing Steve Ball. And yeah, it arguably ruined the game. But yeah.
He's apparently not the nicest guy I've heard.
I think it's a very professional performance.
Oh, thanks, Jack. Yeah, just put that up. Actually,
we're now doing DIY improvement. He's the guy that does the DIY show.
Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen.
No,
Jack, you haven't got the hairline for that.
It is the one that does Holmes. Is it Holmes under the hand now? I'm sure he's a former footballer.
Dion Dublin.
Dion Dublin.
Oh, don't
There we
stop
go,
the Dion
yeah,
Dublin
guys.
story.
Let's talk about Dion Dublin. Oh, I think we should flash that one up.
Jimenez Versi and Nacho's pajamas.
Sam, don't know if you're going to have that one, mate.
I read that completely wrong. I thought Tom said I've slept with my mum.
There you go, Steve Ball. Ben, you're just proving yourself a disgrace
What's
today.
that?
Steve Ball, 4 goals in 13 games. Shit record. Absolutely right.
Oh, well, that's not... Joe, what? Kicked what I said?
Dom, it's inappropriate, mate. Nick Knowles, Shiv. Oh, do you know, this is the first time I'm coming across Shiv, but please feel free to stay, mate, because every time we've got a question, you're just giving us the answers.
Dion Dublin. I love Dion Dublin. There's that other guy as well, isn't there? On he does like Good Morning Britain or something like that, and like he's always can't think what he's called, but like, have you seen that one where like the guy I'm thinking about? He comes in and surprises like an old woman. No, he's like giving her money or something, or they're getting her like a load of presents. In
prison by the sounds
no,
of it.
It's like her 80th or 90th birthday, and he just comes in going, hey, and she just looks scared for her life. Someone in the comments will know what I'm talking about.
These people are in my house.
I'm worried people are warning you, take it easy, but I'm supporting Usyk and you're supporting I'm convinced you're going to clock me with a right hand.
That is the plan, to be honest. Cheers for the comment, Berber. He's extremely knowledgeable on his boxing.
Okoli has knocked him down. A body shot. That's done.
He doesn't even look like he wants to get up.
He's not.
It's done.
There you go. Third round KO.
Okoli takes the win, which means we've got an hour and 10 minutes until the ring walk. This is going to be a slog.
So, to anyone tuning in, give us your thoughts on the Okoli stoppage.
Yeah, come on, guys, help us out. Let's see some actual boxing comments. We've talked about Dion Dublin more than we have Okoli's fight.
I was going to say, failing that, Rank, Nugent, Steve Bull, Ian Atcho, Dion Dublin.
Oh, I need to find it because everyone's just mugging me off. What kind of TiVo is it? I need to find the clip on YouTube.
Do you watch?
No,
that was a professional performance by Okoli. I do think he's got the ability to be top of the cruiserweight division.
Ainsley, what's his name? Ainsley
the chef.
Yes.
I don't think he runs in giving old people money.
No, he does.
Doesn't he ready, steady cook?
Someone give him. So what's his name?
Ainsley Harriott.
Ainsley Harriott. Yes, I'm going to find it and I'm going to tell everyone what to Google.
No one wants to.
Because I need to see the video I'm on about. It's Ainsley Harriott, and he surprises someone. Let's talk about that Okoli win.
Dom did say Okoli in 6, so
he did actually. Well done, Dom.
So Dom knows what he's talking about more so than me.
Dom, did you put a bet on it?
Yeah, for a hoodie.
Yeah, you lot can back that one.
Right, guys. Search Ainsley Harriott surprises old woman, and you'll see what I'm on about. Right. It's absolutely hilarious.
He's shown me something, and I'm worried that it's actually quite accurate.
Shall I just play it?
No. This is not what I had in mind when you sold me this live stream. Down the river without a paddle.
No, honestly, guys, Google Ainsley Harriott surprise. On YouTube, go onto YouTube and put Ainsley Harriott surprises old woman.
Yeah, I will say though, Jack, I thought he was on about the postcode lottery, so I'm glad we're on the same page.
Alan's in the comments. Good body shot. It was a good body shot, and he already knocked him down, didn't he?
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Alan. Appreciate that, mate.
I think Okoli, he's got a good career ahead of him, hasn't he? Especially performance like that, very professional. He did the job, took his time in the first round, weighed up his opponent.
No, definitely. My worry is when he, steps in with the heavyweights, I just wonder if he's going to have that sort of natural size.
Yeah.
And power. I don't know if he'll carry it when he gets in with, similar to what we talked about with Usyk. You talk about like the Furies, the Joshuas.
He looks like he's got wilder legs as well. They're quite wilder legs, aren't they?
He's got a good team behind him now, so you think they're not going to push him. They're going to wait till the right time, and they're going to have the right.
Well, I think he's through 258. He's close with Anthony Joshua as well. So he's been guided brilliantly. I mean, based off of that, I'd like to see him. Obviously, it's your mandatory. You've got to get it out of the way. We get that, but I'd love a unification next. I mean, he's come through that again unscathed. He's like 3 fights now, 3 great performances. I don't want to get greedy because the December 18th card, Chisora Parker 2, is shaping up very nicely. But could we see him out on that, or I don't even know. Is there a date in November that we could get him out?
I think it depends what Eddie's trying to. I imagine there'll be a January fight somewhere as well.
Ants asked if we could do a karaoke hour. We're going to have to do something to kill the next hour. I reckon it'll be 10. Do you reckon they'll move it forward a bit? Because I don't think they would have planned for all these fights to be done so soon.
No, I think I thought Billam-Smith would get like a 5th, 6th round stoppage, and to be honest, I thought Okoli might go probably 5th round as well. I thought you get a little bit more. But you know what Sky are like, they'll just
Guys,
don't
they'll
seem
talk
to move
about
the
this
cards
fight.
on me, haven't they, so
I
far?
just want to confirm I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Can you confirm what I'm about to bet on?
Yeah, Scott's decided he wants to throw 10 quid away on Alexander Usyk winning by technical decision.
So there it is, confirmed. And can you just confirm that I'm actually depositing and placing that bet?
I can confirm that.
Well, there you go, guys. I've put my money where my mouth is. £10 on Usyk to win on points. Yeah, if that comes in.
You've heard the same, more money than sense.
Which one? That one.
I mean, Scott's completely balls that up. I'm going to be totally honest.
That one. What's our top five? Pounds for pound, top
I'll
five.
say straight away, number one for me, Canelo.
Canelo
is my number one.
Deontay Wilder.
Scott.
But mine would be.
I'll bring up Mike's comment for the Blue Boys where Scott doesn't know anything about anything.
Blue Boys, yeah, I actually. I agree. Scott's clueless. I don't know why we've got him on here, honestly.
Because I've streamed before, basically.
Yeah, he's here for the internet experience.
He knows how to bring up comments. Let's get him on.
As for pound, we'll do our own. I'd go Canelo right now. I think what he's doing is unrivaled. You know, it'd be a brave man to you wouldn't be betting on Plant, would you, in November? I'll go Josh Taylor second. I think his rise undisputed at 140. Lots of talk of you've got Jack Catterall December. Then there's talk of Crawford. This week there's talk of Ugas. That would be both of those would be massive fights. I think he'd clean up at 147 as well. I'd have to go Inui. I think he's a 3-weight world champion now down in bantamweight. He's carrying the power as well, which is the impressive bit.
Stoppages. His body shots are just.
I know we're talking pound for pound, but surely you've got to put Fury in there.
Well, let me finish, mate.
Top five.
Honestly, I'd go number 4. I'd go Terence Crawford.
Yeah, good shout.
Because again, 3-weight world champion. Can't wait to see him in with Sean Porter coming up. That is a big fight. I fancy Crawford for it, but it's definitely by far Crawford's biggest test, certainly at welterweight. So that is a tough fight. Crawford's not faced the pressure that a Sean Porter will bring. He's not seen that before. So I can't wait for that one. And then 5th, I'd go.
Scott?
Well, no, you've both gone actually. You're just ruining this for me. You're ruining my flow. Errol Spence for me at number 5. Bit of talk, obviously, about an injury. Obviously, pulled out the Pacquiao fight with a detached retina, I believe it was. But I'm interested to see how he comes back from that, and we need to see him in with Crawford. If we see Josh Taylor get into that mix, I'm excited to see how that unfolds. And then number 6 would probably be Fury for me.
But I give my top 5 pound for pounds. I'm going to go Crawford, not in any particular order. Crawford, Canelo. I think I've got to put Fury in there. I don't know after that.
No, you're not putting your money where your mouth is. And putting Usyk in.
Usyk, yeah, good shout. Usyk in. Josh, what's your beef with Fury? Let's talk about this, because Joshua. Joshua, why am I calling you Joshua?
Well, it's technically is my name, but yeah.
You never Joshua. It's because I was thinking Anthony Joshua.
We do look alike.
Yeah,
there's a lot of
very similar. Very similar.
They're both ripped up, and it's not where the similarities end, is it?
Yeah, we did.
Anyway,
but I hope they might pick that up.
So what's your beef with Fury?
I haven't got any beef with Fury. My beef would be more with Fury's team. I think he's been poorly managed. He's under Mick Hennessy, and Hennessy only really did a good job for him. In terms of the canvas and stuff with getting the Klitschko fight and getting that over the line. He obviously went off the rails. He's come back, signed with Frank Warren. We have touched on it briefly. My views on Frank Warren. I'm not the biggest fan at all. I think every one of his prospects and fighters become WBO mandatory. It's just like it's his catchphrase. He should have had bigger fights. Fury, top rank over in America, great deal with ESPN. But he came off that Fury draw, which he was robbed. We all know it.
Yeah, he was.
He fought Tom Schwartz, it was like, oh well, no, he's WBO number 2. I don't care. Who is he? Nobody knows him. And
what's he done since?
Yeah, exactly. And then you get Fury's team, Frank Warren talking about Anthony Joshua's resume. Since his 16th fight, he's either fought for a world title, in title unifications, or in mandatories. okay, some of them. I mean, I know Fury said this week, didn't he, about them being older?
Yeah.
But he can't help who's ranked where. You know, if these people are 40, but they've got themselves into the rankings.
The rankings just annoy me anyway, all these mandatories. But then Dillian White's had to wait for how long?
That's the WBC, though, isn't
just
it?
a bit of feedback, obviously, on your pound for pound. What would you think about Lopez, obviously, going in?
He's only beat Lomachenko at the minute for me.
I mean, that's a very big only, though.
It is only, yeah,
he's only beat Lomachenko.
One fight does not make you pound for pound.
No,
I think that's what he will be.
You think Richard Comey as well? You know, that's a big. He's had a few big wins at lightweight. I think to say he's only beaten Loma's harsh, but I still think we need to see more. You know, he's quite clearly ducking Lomachenko the rematch.
Well, they reckon it won't happen now, don't they?
Yeah, well, Lomachenko is saying obviously he's got Lopez has got the Kambosos fight with Triller. We all know Triller massively overpaid for that fight. They're now trying to move it around America to just generate the most money. It was supposed to be October the 4th on a Monday, I believe. And now they're saying it's been moved to October the 16th. But Kambosos was trying to push to say, no, it's on the 4th. That's what I've trained for, weight-wise and everything else. So, you know, it's going to be really interesting to see what Lopez does, because you've got Ryan Garcia.
It's a great division.
It's on fire, isn't it? Yeah, Ryan Garcia.
You want to see him in the ring.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, Garcia needs to be back now, doesn't he? You know, he had his little break with mental health.
Yeah.
I hear he's in negotiations with Jojo Diaz, who's recently moved up.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the WBC, I believe ordered him versus Devin Haney. Ridiculous.
But
Diaz is ducking it, clearly, isn't it, going after Ryan Garcia?
That's the thing. I think Devin Haney, I'm a big fan of his. I think, for me, he cleans that division up. I really
know. I'm a big fan of Haney. He's very young. I think there's still developments. But his last fight against Linares, I think that showed maturity.
Yes.
And he's showing growth. And I love what, you know, Eddie Hearn obviously promoted. I love what they've done with him in terms of keeping him sort of as a network free agent. So as they're saying, you know, we're talking about these new 4 kings. We're all on different networks. Well, no, I can make the fight. I can come and fight on your platform. Show me the money.
It's the fight you just mentioned. At the end of it, he asked him, didn't he? Lomachenko, what was his power like to mine? And I do think that was something that proves that he's that intrigued about how he can push forward with a big fight. It's like he wants the Lomachenko fight. He went after the Lomachenko fight.
No, he forced himself
What do you think of Spence then, in the Errol Spence in the pound for pound then?
Well, I say he's my number 5. I think
definitely.
He's brilliant.
Yeah.
Does he beat Crawford?
See, do you know, if you'd have said this to me 18 months ago, before his car accident, whenever his car accident was, I'd have said absolutely. Came back from his car accident, beat Danny Garcia well. And then obviously another stretch. I know with the pandemic, it's sort of given a lot of fighters a stretch of inactivity.
Yeah.
But obviously now he's got this detached retina situation. It depends how he can come back from that. I think the delay has definitely favoured Crawford because he's had more fights at the weight.
Yeah.
Although, having said that, you look at Crawford's resume at welterweight, and, you know, Kell Brook, Amir Khan, he beat Jeff Horn for the belt, who obviously, you know, was quite fortunate to get the win against Pacquiao over in Australia. It's interesting. I think Spence he gets respect, but not enough for me. I mean, that win against Kell Brook at Bramall Lane was absolutely incredible.
Chocolate brownies. Never got them.
He never did get those chocolate brownies. No.
Let's bring up this comment from Dom, because this is an interesting one. If you had to compare Usyk to a current football team, who would it be?
City.
I want to say Accrington Stanley.
No, I think it's the technicality of his performances, isn't it?
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah,
it's more City. Not that he dominates the way City does, but I think how technical he is.
But Dom, you're like this. If I had to compare Anthony Joshua to a football team, it'd be Chelsea in the Champions League final this year, mate.
I'd pick the man on screen at the moment, Idris Elba.
Yeah, definitely. It's Idris, isn't
it? I mean, he's been said that he can play the Bond character. He played Joshua quite well.
He'd do a decent job of Anthony Joshua, I think. He's got a bit of a fighting background himself as well, hasn't he? He did that documentary.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Undefeated.
It was kickboxing, though, wasn't it?
It was, I believe.
Josh is just going off.
I think I can see that, Scott.
I don't know why I commented on that. Guys, let us know in the comments who do you think's going to win then. And, of course, if you're new here, subscribe to the channel. If everyone that come on this stream today subscribed, we'd get ourselves over that 100. So come on, it's free. It costs nothing. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's going to be an interesting one, isn't it? I'm just seeing, actually, there looks like there's a few Usyk fans in the building, few Ukrainians. Who are people backing then? Who's going to win this one? Is it going to be Usyk? Is it going to be Joshua? Mo Farah also in the building. Do you know what? The one thing I hate about boxing, right, is the fact that these guys don't turn up to the main event. I hate that. And the same in America. It didn't used to be like that in England, though, did it?
Well,
don't you think? Because in England, you never used to have all the seats empty up to the final round.
Boxing. They don't tend. They go for the main event. A lot of them, a few fights before, yes. But in boxing, it fills in the main event, and then Sweet Caroline starts playing, and everyone just filters in, don't they?
I suppose it's because they're celebrities and they can just turn up when they want, especially the likes of Mo Farah. But why are they only turning up for the last event?
Me personally, I want my money's worth.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Every fight.
I suppose they don't care. They've got enough money, but like.
So, are you going to apologise to Josh if Usyk loses?
No, because I think he'll lose because of the referee scamming him if he loses. And yeah, that's what I like to see. Jack, I don't know what I said, Jack Eagle. I know who Jack is. Usyk, and I have to agree.
Leave that comment up for Josh. He'll enjoy that one.
AJ in the 9th round. A lot of people are saying that, and I think there is a bet on Sky Bet at the moment. Dom, obviously, we're not sponsored by them. Just for clarity, quite clearly. But I think AJ in 7 till 10 is something like 5 to 1. I didn't think that was a bad price.
It's not really. I do think that if AJ's going to stop
7, 5 to 1. I mean, if you're going to make money, though, you're going to go Usyk points. Jermaine Genius is in the house. So all the big names are coming. Former Tottenham player. That's how he's got tickets, isn't it? I don't know what he's doing there.
He spent more time on the sidelines, didn't he?
Imagine they've got heaters on that ring as well. Well, probably not.
No, I'd say they've got to, haven't they?
It's going to be quite cold, isn't it? Around the temperature's going to suddenly
That's what your
drop.
mind thinks about when you're watching boxing. There's got to be heaters.
Well, I'm just thinking, like, they've got to keep warm, haven't they? I don't know why I'm thinking about that. It's an interesting one, isn't it? This, obviously, using the Spurs Stadium. It's a good venue.
That's why they did it, didn't they? They made the stadium. To get the money, they needed to have events.
Have they pulled the pitch back? Because if I'm correct, they've got it motorised, so they can literally like pull the whole football pitch out.
That's not bad.
Because I think
Schalke in Germany have that as well.
Yeah, I think when they're using an NFL pitch, for example, they can put on a whole different turf,
Right.
which is incredible. Yeah, that just shows what they can actually do. Is AJ a Spurs fan? Have I got that right?
No, Watford.
Is he a Watford
I
fan?
believe he's a Watford fan.
I know I've seen him do a video where he's gone up to the top of the Spurs stadium.
Yeah, he's done all his promo in the stadium, hasn't he?
Yeah. I wonder which current Spurs player would be the best boxer. So I was going to say Sissoko. He's moved to Watford, hasn't he?
Spurs player be the best boxer? No, they all.
It's not going to be Harry Kane, is it? Harry Kane would just spit on his opponent.
Eric Dyer.
Probably not a bad shout.
Eric Dyer for me, he can hold his own. I would like to get in a fight with him.
Didn't Lloris have a bit of fisticuffs with Son?
Yeah, but it was just words, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm going to say. That shows it wouldn't be him. Ndombele's not a bad shout. Ndombele is not a bad shout.
And we all know that Jack loves Eric Dyer. Jack's a big fan of Eric Dyer.
Is he?
He is. Big fan. I think he's got his name on the back of his England top.
I think they're doing all the build. They've said next it's going to come out.
They'll do a bit more promotion, won't they, for
the big fight.
Well, for this fight, but Sky will also use this time to advertise their fights coming up.
Just texting Josh. Nuno, he'd be a terrible boxer. He bottles everything. He'd have a defensive style, wouldn't he, Nuno?
Just got to talk about the FA Cup semi-final, about bottling, haven't you?
Yeah. I don't like Nuno. On to that, I mean...
You could tell Sam's not in here anymore.
This was quite an impressive card, wasn't it? But I've kind of gone a bit... it's been a bit disappointing. I hope we see a really good main event. That's why I think the Chisora card looks more exciting. I think Chisora Park is going to be a good fight in general.
We're split with DAZN. With DAZN, you get about 9 fights. You get the 3 fights before the card even starts. And I think with this, there's not really been many fights. What's been five
You
or
could have
seven.
definitely had another one in between
Well, you
here,
could,
couldn't
yeah,
you?
and I think, but it's Sky's and it's not DAZN, and I do think that DAZN put on a jam-packed card majority of the time. But like you say, I think it is worse when they all. Only one's gone the distance, two have gone the distance, haven't they? There's been two very early
but
stoppages,
that's the problem. There's not been many close fights, and
No.
I wouldn't even call the Campbell Hatton one a close fight, but somehow he managed to win it. I'm still annoyed about that. It's just blatant. I don't know, corruption, isn't it? Really. Favorite fight of the night so far. What would you say?
I think I've got to go for Callum-Smith. I know it wasn't a nice knockout, but that knockout's going to stick with you.
It was.
You take out the fact that he has had to put, like, the bloke's gone to hospital, but he made his statement. He's moved up division. He's got a new trainer, and when he made the statement, you can't knock him because of what the outcome was. Like, obviously, it wasn't his intention. He just went out to win.
Doesn't that show how much of a disappointing card it's been at the moment?
But I think the thing is, Bivol, who is the world champion at the moment in that division, he got taken 12 rounds by Castile.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what it was. Smith went to make a statement to say, "I want Bivol straight away."
Do you reckon they thought that maybe would have gone a few more rounds, and that's why we're in the position we are? I know it sounds stupid. But like, if all these other fights went just 1 or 2 rounds more, you've got an extra half an hour added on.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? There's a lot more to talk about then as well. You got more rounds to talk about. But no, I think for me, Smith's performance, he made his statement in his new light heavyweight, and he's shown that already. I think he could be at the top of the division.
Yeah, definitely. I think as you can tell, the views are dropping as well. I think we're probably going to get a few more views come back when the Joshua fight starts. I think it's just going to be a long wait, isn't it?
When you ramble, isn't it?
Maybe we should have started karaoke. I think Ant suggested earlier on that we should start karaoke. Maybe we should have. Probably would have got people a bit more excited. Eubank Jr. is an interesting one as well.
Well, he's fighting, I believe, on the 16th of October. And then you've got... No, he's not 16th of October. Sorry, that's Hughie Fury.
Yeah. Talking of Furies, what does everyone make of Tommy Fury?
Oh, God, I'll leave this one to you. Does
anyone actually want to see Tommy Fury versus Jake Paul? Or are people just thinking that, for me, I think Tommy Fury should just get back to, trying to actually have a career as an actual boxer. But to be fair to him, if he could get 2-3 million for this fight,
I think
he beats Jake Paul. He then becomes a big deal and has a big audience in America as well. Surely it would make sense. No, but in America they would love it. It'd be like, oh, that's the guy that beat Jake Paul, and suddenly, over there, he probably started to headline smaller cards over there.
I think so, but I think it will be his biggest payday until he gets right to the top of the division. I don't think he's capable of going to the top of a division, though, for me. So I think he's doing the right thing chasing him.
I think we might need to turn that light on. We've suddenly gone very, very dark. We need to get some light in the room, guys. We are going very dark. I want to see it. Tommy is ducking. I agree that Tommy is. Actually, we discussed this a little. That was better. Turn it up a bit more, if that's possible. A bit more. Oh, is it? Okay, it's flickering now. So take it off a little bit. I think Tommy. We discussed this earlier, didn't we? He said we don't think he's ducking. I just don't think he's being offered the right price. Apparently, this fight could make around 10 to 15 million, and Tommy Fury's only been offered $1 million of it.
I do think it needs to be a closer cut, but at the same time, I'm at the side where it's far too much money for this fight anyway.
Yeah, but that's what it brings in.
I get what he's doing here. I'd probably be doing the same, but
I think he deserves maybe 30%.
Well, do you know what? If they both talk that big of a game, how about the winner takes the lot?
Josh is currently just writing an apology. He's got it ready for when Usyk wins on points, I think, mate. That's where Josh is.
No, he's going to get his glass.
Go on then, Ben. What would your choice of karaoke song be if you had to do one?
Put on the spot, isn't it?
Come on, pick one out. What's the first one? What's the first one that comes into your head?
I think what it is, I can't remember what the title is. Beautiful South.
Good choice. Good choice. Good choice. What would
Perfect
mine
10.
be?
That's it. Perfect 10. Beautiful South.
What would mine be? I don't know. I'd go for a ballad. I would. Bit like Westlife or something, or just a classic one of them. What's that song where it's like? Actually, I'm not going to sing
No,
it.
sing it. Well, you suggested karaoke, didn't you?
We're not gonna start the karaoke. Sam's saying, what's my dislike with Joshua? I don't know whether he means Josh or
Both.
I just don't think he's very likable. That's perfect. Oh, perfect. I'll go. Ben, you're having the comments.
Oh,
no, wait, I'll go.
I'm on my own. So I'm just going to sit down. This is nice. This is. Cheers.
I need the toilet anyway. Ben,
You should come prepared.
Talk to the crowd.
Well, Sam, Josh and Scott now have gone to feed Josh. Scott needs chocolate, so Josh has took him to the fridge.
Sorry about that, guys. Scott just he suffers with diabetes. He's having a crisis, but we're here for him.
I think he's getting nervous. That's what it is. It's nearly that time. He's lost the tenner and he's got to apologise.
Well, to be fair, that's where I've just been trying to find someone else who's put a tenner on Usyk, and I couldn't find anyone. Gave
You're
up.
a while.
I'm back. So what have we got in the comments, Ben?
Well, see those by myself. Do I prefer Scott or Josh?
I mean, there's a clear winner here, Dom.
Scott, he's got the money.
Yeah,
He does have a tenner to waste on Usyk, so
Yeah.
you've got to go Scott there. Go on, you mentioned this earlier. You weren't here when
What's
Dom brought
this?
it up.
Is this Jake Paul?
Jake Paul. Ducking him.
Tommy Fury's not ducking him. What he's thinking is, I saw a bit, and he's sort of believing that the fight's worth 15 million. And obviously, he's been offered 1 million. He wants what he's worth, and to be honest, he needs to make it, doesn't he? Because if he doesn't make it in this fight, if he loses, that's the end of his boxing career. It's how I see it. So I don't know how you feel about it, Ben.
See, it's one of those. It just annoys me because it's not worth the money they're both after anyway, and it just doesn't matter. And then you get this when you get people like this talking a big game. I'm going to knock you out. Do you know what? If you're that confident, put all the money in one pot and the winner takes all. If it's not about the money, it's about stopping the other one. You're both that confident. Prove it. And I think when they're not trying to get towards world champion status, they can afford to risk something like that.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's never going to happen.
Yeah, it'll never happen because for the loser, it's the end of their boxing careers. So you've got to take it. You've got to take the money while you can. I mean, if there is 15 million in it, you'd have to say Jake Paul's obviously the far bigger name. I think on the Paul side, there is a bit of underestimation of Tommy Fury's profile over in this country, thanks to his Love Island stint.
Well,
and also obviously his brother. It's interesting. I mean, at 15 million, you'd say he's got to be worth 6 of it, hasn't you? To be totally honest.
I think at least, yeah. I think that's what the numbers you're looking at, isn't it?
Yeah, it's somewhat like a 60-40 split around that. I mean, for anyone tuning in, if they're watching on Sky now, Johnny Nelson's jacket in the clip they're showing, that is lively. That's something you'd wear, that is, Ben. And you'd pull it off, mate.
I think I would.
Tell you it isn't lively, Adrian.
Right, it's going to kick off, this is. Put Dom's comment there, because this man's talking absolute sense today.
He's got the lively jacket.
Yeah, but
to be honest, he's in the sense of if you take that fight, there will be a rematch if he beats.
No, but there won't.
Jake Paul.
But there probably won't. Well, if he won, yeah. But
then
just
you
seeing
get the money.
Dom's comment there, knocking Jake Paul out. What makes us think that Tommy Fury would win? He fought a much smaller man last time out, Anthony Taylor, and he couldn't get the knockout. It was a bad performance, and he won it, obvious, and it was the right call, but he definitely wouldn't get the win.
I can't help but love Jack's comments.
I'm coming back very briefly on this. Guys, we've got 25 people in the comments. Guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel, please.
We had 27 a minute ago, but you were busy just, knocking one out in the kitchen. I tried to think the state of the place.
I'm still eating my
Right,
chocolate.
so, Josh, you've got a request. And I think to entertain the fans.
I tell you what, right, Gaffer.
If Joshua loses,
No. I was about to say if Joshua wins with a 9th round knockout, I'll get my boobs out.
that's all right. It's not going to happen if you ask Scott, but.
What, just take my top off and scream for Usyk?
It's gone very homoerotic very quickly, but to be honest, I'm here for it. So Gaffer thinks it's chat about, and this is just like our WhatsApp group, and I'm glad that it's streamed over to this. You know, all we need now is Matt Hollands with a picture in a suit, and we're away.
I've got to back Usyk. Look at him; he's got the moustache. A guy with a moustache is going to win.
Yeah, he got the moustache. That's it. It's done, isn't it? No, I'm not.
I must admit,
I thought you'd be backing Usyk. There's a touch of ginger in that moustache.
We don't all have to back each other. I know there's only a limited amount of us.
I thought it was just you, Ed Sheeran, and now Usyk.
I'm glad you put me in that category. Thank you very much. Don't forget Paul Scholes,
Sleek
the Godfather.
Sleek Vibes is saying Joshua's going to win with a shocking left hook.
See, Sleek Vibes, do we think left hook, or do we think that signature uppercut? Because I did mention this in our preview. For me, every time Chisora tried to rough him up and there's a bit of wrestling, he just left his chin hanging there, and that was just begging for a Joshua uppercut.
Josh, another comment coming in. Would you be happy to put a banana in your mouth all at once?
Again?
I mean, that's what the comment says, but I'm going to say it
Take
anyway.
out of context a bit, but...
Gaffer, just for you, if we get that 9th round knockout, we'll see what we can do.
Guys, for anyone that is new, just to let you know, I've put money where my mouth is. I've put some money on Usyk to win by points. And I think it's going to happen. Usyk.
No, I don't know what he's taken on his way here, but he's not acting like himself.
KFC.
Yeah, I had a KFC.
I see
Took
what
me half an hour to get it. Rubbish drive-through, but yeah.
It's because you drove over it.
I see what Wetton's saying now. Oh, sorry, guys. Just back to the boxing. If people watching now, you see that bad cut Fraser Clark sustained in the Olympic final. It's still, it's healing, but it still doesn't look great. I do wonder, as we get him to turn pro, I wonder if that's going to hamper him going forward, because that looks still quite nasty.
I was more interested about how clean his beard is. It's a very connecting beard, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm glad we're...
yeah. This is what everyone wanted to know. When we were covering boxing, it was
His
about...
beard looks great.
Yeah. Well, you was out, Josh. He was on about heaters. Heating the ring. They've got to be cold.
I'd heard whispers.
Joshua's coming out to a famous sports song, Keep It Moving.
Do you know what? We're slightly obsessed with certain Five songs. Dom will probably chip in a minute. But, I wouldn't actually be that shocked off Joshua. His last fight, he came out, it was Rocky themed, wasn't it?
Yeah, but don't
He's
forget,
had drummers and all sorts.
That's my fault, but okay.
Do you not reckon he might come out with a live guest, or is that not going to happen?
I did like that was for the Dylan White fight, wasn't it? And Stormzy brought him out. And I know Eddie Hearn said the other week, didn't he, in an interview, that he'd seen Stormzy, bumped into him in the bar and said, "Oh yeah, we made you," and that tickled me. Well, that is such a Hearn thing to say.
Back to the important thing 5. I've seen them live.
Oh,
which can't
this is a game changer.
I have seen them live when I was about 7.
We've finally got a reason to keep Ben.
I've made it. Yeah.
Where is my? I'm checking how many subs we've got. You guys keep speaking.
If it's
important.
I think it's still what it was. Here we go.
Anticipation.
67 now. That's a few more.
That's a few more.
Guys,
I'll take that.
All of you hit that subscribe button, please.
And Scott loves to subscribe, but I like a like. It helps other people see us, see what we're doing here.
Yeah, also hit that like button.
So far tonight, we've talked a little bit about boxing, but we've talked about 5. We've talked about Ian Nacho, Jamie Vardy, David Nugent, Steve Bull's England record. You're not getting this on other channels.
You're definitely not.
Do you want it?
Oh, that would be brilliant. A bit of WWE reference there.
No, I'm sorry, Jack. I love you to bits, mate, but
I think Joshua should come out to Undertaker's theme song because he's a dead man walking.
Oh, I thought you meant because he'll always get up and get the win in the end.
No, just because the dead man.
No, he'll get up and get the win. I can't wait for this. Someone's laptop is going to get broke. This will just cut off in the 9th round when Joshua has just sparked Usyk. I hope to God Usyk took my advice, sold the sponsorship on the bottom of his shoe, and it's something like, in fact, Boohoo Man would be perfect because you've given a Coley absolute pelters.
We've got to thank
Limforth saying out these lads. Basically help us get to 100 subs. I'm already losing it. We're only an hour into streaming as well.
Cheers, Sam, mate. Scott owes you a point. He's got money to throw away tonight.
But he can't afford it now.
Right. Come on, guys. Keep some comments coming in. We're...
Sleep.
Oh, is he?
He's put that one up.
We've already put that one up.
Sorry, just seeing Sleep Vibes comment there.
Let's bring it back up.
Yeah, let's have a little talk on this. Do you know, I think you've got a point there, mate. I really do. I think, I talked briefly earlier about, Usyk, when there's been a bit of wrestling, he leaves his chin there and it's open for the uppercut. And it could just take one like that. We've seen it against Klitschko. We saw it against Pulev. Joshua lands that uppercut. The fight changes in a split second, and hopefully we see it. Well, actually, I hope we see it in the 8th round now because I don't want to have to follow through with eating a banana.
But and taking your top off.
And taking my top off. But I think that's what we could see, and likewise, we have seen, as much as I'm a Joshua fan, in the first Ruiz fight, he gets hit in the temple, didn't recover. Well, didn't recover, did he? Let's be fair, as much as he tried.
I think he's definitely Joshua's got to look for the knockout. It's the best way of beating Usyk.
No, it is. I know, and I stand by. I think, as we've already seen tonight with, Campbell Hatton, I know it's judges. I think, the hometown man, you get it in boxing, they generally get the nod.
Yeah.
So I think and I can't, as much as I think Joshua's boxing ability is disrespected and not valued, I also don't think he could outbox Usyk, in fairness, because that is Usyk's game,
outbox him.
So he's got to go for the knockout. I want to see it, and we're going to see it.
It looks nice, doesn't it, that stadium? It's just come up on screen. They've got the flashing lights going. I also wanted to speak about Eubank Jr.'s leather jacket. Well, yeah, you a fan of the leather jacket?
I mean, I think I'm a fan of Eubank Jr. in the ring, but in terms of his dress sense, I think he's trying to be a modern-day version of his dad. He's trying to be a little bit of an eccentric.
Well, when you're still next to Johnny Nelson.
Yeah, Johnny Nelson's looking back.
I'm going to say he's shown him completely, doesn't he?
Josh Taylor looks like he's ready for a night out in a slug and lettuce.
He does actually. Yeah, that's a good shout.
Anna Wallhouse has put the guns away.
Although, would you get let out in the? Would you let in the white shoes?
So, to be fair, I was going to say
it's a risky one, though,
he was telling Josh Taylor, "No, you can't come in."
Go on, Scott. Put Sam's up. Explain.
Why do I want Usyk to win? Just because I'm sick of all these big fights not happening.
Oh, please.
I'm sick of all these big fights not happening, Sam, and I'd really just love Usyk to win, to be honest. I mean, what we got? What's next for Joshua? Well, we'll just waste another year and a half talking about a fight that's probably never going to happen. Fury Joshua. You have to ask. It's just one of them. I've had enough of it.
No, right, I'm sorry, you can't see me, but you'll be able to hear me. We are not having that. I just heard Scott say about wasting another 18 months. You cannot
For God's sake, you could tell that Limforth's come back in. Home to the bald fraud, Nuno. I agree, Sam. I agree.
I'm not having that from Sam. He cried the day Nuno left Wolves.
No, he didn't actually say that. He said he called him a god. I
wasn't. But guys, back on the boxing front.
They've just showed the Pulev knockout there.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was a good shot.
But I am not having on this channel that we're blaming Anthony Joshua and Hearn. They made the Fury fight. Bob Arum and Frank Warren. Oh yeah, the arbitration won't be a problem. It's not his fault. He went after Wilder. They sent contracts. They sent offers. They proved they did it. I agree. I'm frustrated that the fights aren't happening, but we can't blame Joshua and his team. I'm sorry, we can't.
89 million, wasn't it, that Fury would have had to pay, though, to not fight Wilder?
So he says, but I don't know. I'd like
to bet. Declan Rice is in the house.
Declan Rice.
Well, he's going to be where Mason is, isn't he? Let's face it.
He's done well there, hasn't he? He was in Leeds only a few hours ago. He's literally probably finished the game. Probably told David Moyes to hurry up with the team talk. and just bombed it down to Tottenham.
As he brought the Yorkshire Polo with him. That's what I want to know. Because him and Calvin Phillips,
Them two. Where's Tony Bellew? He always shows his fight.
with his own, isn't he? This is on Sky.
I was going to say he always shows up somewhere, doesn't he?
He'll be there, but I doubt they're going to go to him, are they?
To be fair, he's probably still having flashbacks of the Usyk fight and probably still running scared. After,
I love that knockout.
Yeah.
Eddie Hearn trying to catch Bellew was brilliant.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jack, can we have that comment up, please? Jack Francis Eagle, I love you. and it's true, he's going to, So back to that, Scott. How would you feel? Your best friend, Alexander Usyk, he's like spark out in front of 60,000 people and you just saw Boohoo Man on the bottom of his soul. How would you feel?
To be fair, I won't really care too much. I'll be upset about losing a tenner, but at least it means we might get the Joshua Fury fight. It's a win-win for me.
But I don't think you can talk about a Joshua Fury fight when Fury hasn't fought Wilder yet.
True.
And let's face it, would it happen?
No, we missed that. No, we haven't. I was going to say what's happening. I was like, what?
Do you think he stole his belts or something?
Yeah, I was going to go what's happening.
Do you know what? Even in this, actually, the knockout, which obviously they're about to show, was a harsh knockout. And I still love Eddie Hearn trying to catch him. I watched that at Ben's and we were both like, that is just beautiful. But can we just give Tony Bellew a little bit of credit? And, we've just bigged up Alexander Usyk's boxing ability. But for definitely 5 rounds of that, Bellew was ahead on points, outboxing him. And I honestly think if Bellew hadn't have been at heavyweight for 2 years with the whole David Haye situation, if he'd have stayed at cruiserweight or they'd have fought 12 months earlier, I think Bellew beat him. Would beat him.
Do you think Usyk's going to have added determination? We just saw him holding up the belts there. He spoke about the fact that everyone said that he was too small for a heavyweight.
There's a lot in that, isn't it? You look at, generally it's not a successful jump cruiserweight to heavyweight. Obviously, Evander Holyfield did it, who, despite the other weekend, he's an absolute legend of the sport. One of the best to lace up a pair of gloves. And then our own David Haye did it.
Yeah.
And to be fair, both carried their power through. David Haye, devastating. Obviously, in fairness to him, the reflexes was a slight problem. I mean, do we need to see that? Do we need a Ukrainian flag?
Is it worth putting the subtitle on?
No.
Okay.
No, we're talking. If you can do it, do it.
I mean, it's nice that they've got the B-Tech Klitschko.
I think many boxing fans
a lot of people would disagree with that. Yeah,
myself included.
Vitaly was better.
And do you know what? I was debating this with.
Do you know what? I'm going to go on. I'm going to go in on both for Klitschko's. They should have fought each other.
I get why they didn't, though.
I get why they didn't, but I actually agree with Scott.
They should have just fought each other.
They had all the belts.
But I think the thing is,
go for it.
They should have, but at the same time, would they hold back? I know go over the boxes, they wouldn't, but would it be that entertaining when, you've got to think, would they unload on each other? Because some people just can't when it comes to it.
Look at the influencers next to Vitaly. They've got 3 women influencers.
It's Mason Matt I feel sorry for there. He was sat behind Vitaly Klitschko. Mace, poor money Mace is seeing nothing. If Vitaly stands up, that's it for Mace.
Well, Mouse and Mount's not going to kick off, is he? Vitaly, get out of the way.
Declan Rice would be straight into backing, wouldn't he?
He would. Don't think it would matter. Floor them both. Probably with the same punch. You'd just follow through on both of their chins.
It's fair, they're that close. I imagine that one person, you hit the one, the other would feel it just anyway.
It's like Anton Decker football, aren't they?
Exactly,
they've just brought up Big Man Chisora. Oh, Chisora Usyk. This is an interesting one, isn't it? Because I really felt Chisora actually could have won this.
I had Usyk winning this, I did.
You did?
It was last Halloween.
I'm very 50-50.
Actually, I think we need to bring this up.
We're just watching this back.
We watched Chisora Usyk at mine. On Halloween, Josh made a Chisora pumpkin. He had his hair cut. My wife cut his hair.
Yeah.
He put it on the pumpkin.
What do you mean Chisora has no hair?
No, I had my hair.
He had his hair cut.
I will just add, before people think I've absolutely lost my head, I will add clarity. It was the day that they'd announced the lockdown, wasn't it? And I thought, for God's sake, I need a haircut. Ben's wife is a trained hairdresser, so we didn't just let some stranger go crazy on my hair.
You should have.
But I did then use the hair to create the Chisora beard on the pumpkin.
Interesting seeing Usyk's reaction there when he won against Chisora. It kind of looked
hollow.
very. It looked very telling. It looked almost a bit of shock.
I don't think he won that. It's hard, to be honest. I've watched that fight 3 times, and I'll be honest.
It was
every
close.
time you can see reasons for and against either fighter.
Chisora threw a lot. There's always the question about how much did he land. But I felt he landed quite a lot.
And whether it's true or not, obviously Usyk's team will never admit it. I remember after the fight, David Hayes saying that even Usyk's team thought Chisora had won it, and that can be quite telling sometimes.
Have you had a few boxing fights?
Very, very low level. It's not worth.
I imagine Joshua will be praying to the gods now.
No, he won't be.
He'll be saying, "Please, God, help me out," because unless there's a higher power, Usyk's winning this on points.
No, with what we've seen with Joshua before, he'll be staying calm. Rob McCracken will be going through on the pads with him,
So I think
talking through the game plan. Keep him warm. I mean, interesting. I'd like to know what would be going through his head in terms of Lawrence Okoli. Obviously, they're close mates, manages him.
I think a loss to Okoli would have affected his performance. I do.
Well, I was thinking more in terms of now, that stadium, everyone's starting to get restless as a we want the fight on.
Yeah.
And I'm sort of, what's the delay now? We've been sat talking absolute.
You are right though about if Coley maybe had lost or sustained an injury. Remember the time where Wilder's younger brother was on the card, and that really affected Wilder's performance in the fight he was in. Obviously, I think he sustained quite a brutal knockout. His brother. You've not seen Wilder's younger brother on a card since, have you?
I think unless it was another brother, these Southern Americans like. But I think there's a fight a few weeks ago. But
I just meant on a Wilder card.
Yeah.
I think after that they just thought, no, they're fighting separately.
I don't think it's worth it. Is it? You don't want to be connected to someone else on the card. You don't want to think about yourself.
Blue Bean is in the house, guys. The legend that is Blue Bean in the house.
Hi, Ben. Why Blue Bean? Why do you have
a favourite there? Not very often.
Well,
the ginger gets.
I don't know
what. I'm out
again.
Josh has left the building. Blue Bean has bigged up just Ben. Blue Bean, you've brought it back. I agree. Hopefully Usyk wins tonight. I completely agree with that. Usyk for the win. Blue Bean, legend as always. Great to see you on.
Is Blue Bean back in Usyk?
He is.
No.
I wonder if Carl's going to come into the chat. Can you message Ray and say that I'm calling out Carl?
There's just absolutely nothing to be gained here.
There is. I just want a bit of a back and forth with Carl in the chat. Good old Carl from last belt. Right, it looks like it's getting close, doesn't it? Jamie Carragher's here. I mean, obviously, it's a bit weird. It's not Jamie Carragher. It's Harry. No, it's not Harry Redknapp either. It's Jamie Redknapp. Jamie Redknapp's in the house. I suppose he's Sky, isn't he? He got himself a nice free ticket.
He goes to all the Joshua fights. So I went myself to the Parker fight.
You can see Mo Farah in the background as well, wearing a nice Burberry scarf by looks of it.
I think that he's mates with AJ as well, to be fair.
You heard it here. Blue Bean loves the channel, and everyone else should do too, and they should hit that subscribe button. Are we getting to the ring walk? Because I really need the toilet, but I might just have to wait it out.
Why don't you just go now?
Yeah, I'm so glad that you announced that.
Guys, I'll be back in a minute.
No, I do think with the...
Let me check.
If you're longer than a minute now, everyone's going to be...
everyone's going to know where you are.
As to what you're doing.
So I do think, going off the last performances, if Usyk brings in his...
a bit more chocolate too.
Again, I'm glad... Just so everyone knows, Scott does more chocolate. He's a diabetic, unfortunately.
I do think their last performances, Usyk brings in his Chisora performance and Joshua brings his Pula performance. It's Joshua's all day. I do think that going off those performances, if Usyk does bring that performance against Chisora, I do think that Joshua will beat him. With ease, he just didn't look comfortable, did he?
No, it's a very, very, very close fight. And one thing, as much as we're having a bit of banter about, whether you're Team AJ, Team Usyk, I think we've got to credit both fighters for actually getting this fight made. I know it's a mandatory, so it's easier to make as such.
Yeah.
The splits and all that are predetermined. But, you know, outside of AJ Fury, and I would always back Dylan White,
Yes.
I think this is the biggest heavyweight fight we could have possibly got made. Fury Wilder, it's still a big fight. We'll watch it.
We are going to
do a live watch along for that one as well. Because, you know, this is...
I don't know why I'm answering, but...
What's his name?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, we will be doing a live watch along for that because this is a good laugh, you know, getting people involved and having a bit of a crack with them. But, you know, it's the biggest fight that could be made. It's the first heavyweight fight for me, probably since definitely Fury Wilder 2. Because I think Wilder still had that mystique around the knockout power.
Yes.
But probably more for me, Joshua Ruiz 2, that I was nervous about in the fight week and excited. Like last night, I'll be honest, I was like a little kid on Christmas Eve. I was really excited about the day.
I haven't had this big fight feeling in a long time.
No, exactly.
I think
and do you know what? Sorry to cut you off there, Ben, but while I think about it, shout out to different promoters as well, because we've got this coming, haven't we? October the 9th. God. What a weekend that is going to be. You've got that brilliant DAZN card, Billam-Smith versus Anthony Fowler. You know, shout out to Ryland Charlton. Obviously, we've had him on here. He's a great guy. Can't wait for his fight with Luke Willis. Yeah, best of luck. I mean, if you look at his recent Instagram, the move back down to 135, he looks like NLB will be a monster.
And if he can maintain his power, then...
Well, I think the power was there, and I think at 135, I mean, he looked at some of the stuff he put on yesterday. You know, his team with Dan Naylor again, who we've had on. You know, Machines doing a great job with him. You know, I absolutely can't wait for that card. And then, you know, early hours of Sunday morning, we've got Fury Wilder 3 if it goes ahead. Jack there with has Scott gone to throw Usyk's towel in? I think he has, to be honest, mate. He's hiding behind his diabetes as an excuse, but you know, in reality, he's just trying to get a quick cash out option, see if he can get his tenner back.
But we're on about how good the card is on the October the 9th. You got to think December 18th. What are we going to do? You got Parker Chisora and Josh Taylor.
See, I'm going to be honest. For me, that's going to be you know, the talk of Conor Ben, talk of even read a report.
Chisora,
you know,
possibly shame not to watch Taylor. I think is the.
I'll just be watching it straight afterwards. Yeah, or perhaps that's something we could do. Yeah, live watch along and try and do both. Yeah, that's something we could look at. I mean, we did say, didn't we? We're going to try and get tickets to the Chisora Parker card.
That is what the plan is.
Yeah. Just you're getting a bit of a pelter here, mate. Jack, come back with, has Scott gone to throw Usyk's towel in?
No, I'll come to eat some chocolate.
Oh, he's not happy with that, Jack. You're upsetting him. He's going to have a cry in a minute.
Is it coming up to the fight now?
It looks like it.
It looks like we're finally getting close now. They did say a 10 o'clock ring walk anyway, so hopefully we're 9 minutes away. You know, guys, just seeing while I'm completely on my own with these chumps, honestly.
I'll come on, Master Meat.
I'd love a like, a subscribe. You know, just support me really, because look what I've got to work with these people.
A guy better quick can't keep his blood sugar stabilised.
And brought his car here for an MOT. Absolutely ridiculous.
I have no water in my tank.
Oh, yeah. No, we're building towards it now, guys, for everybody tuning in. I mean, how good, I know we briefly touched on it, how good does that stadium look?
It does, and I think it looks... I wonder what the view is, though, because especially that like one stand that's just constantly going back, I don't imagine it's a great view. Can you even see the ring? If you're at the top of there?
So I have to be fair, I saw some pictures on social media the other day while I was setting up, and it looked like a really cleverly designed stadium because it's quite sort of vertical. So although it looks quite far back, it doesn't appear that way.
But if you're right up there, do you reckon I can see the ring because of how the obviously had to build something over the top of the ring?
Well, obviously it's not as good a view as what you get. But that's what you get for going to big time boxing, isn't it? You know, it sounds
I just wondered if you can see it. Yeah, I imagine.
The picture that I saw the other day, it looked like it wasn't a bad view. I mean, the Joshua Parker fight I went to at the Principality in Cardiff, that was a terrible view. It was to the point where, I mean, we're probably 2/3 of the way up. And by the time the main event came, I was watching it on the screens that you can see now.
People say that, though, don't they? If you're not in a good seat, you watch it on the screen rather than the actual...
I watched the undercard. We were close enough for that. But by the time the actual fight came round, your eyes are just gone. Jack, they're bringing it back around to football. Imagine having such a nice stadium, then having to watch Eric Dyer defend there every 2 weeks. Get in the bin. Jack's not the biggest Eric Dyer fan, and I don't blame him. He just completely disregards his Euro 2016 free kick against Russia.
They've zoomed in on a woman as usual.
Sweet Caroline
what's your
in it.
opinion on Sweet Caroline? I think it's overplayed.
No, I think it's when you're there, the atmosphere it brings to the stadium. There's everyone singing. I think it's a great. You know the main
I'm a
event's
fan.
coming. You know to get to your seat. It's like the unofficial way to say the main event's on its way.
And it does get you hyped, doesn't it? Let's be honest.
Especially when you
gets
hear it live. It's one of those songs you can't help. It gets a
I think maybe it's pretty decent for boxing.
And it gives, let's be fair, it gives Neil Diamond like an even bigger career extension. Matt Hollands, here he is. Nobody wears a suit better than this man. The stadium would be so much better if Spurs didn't own it. Add a little context, he is an Arsenal fan.
Well,
so
tomorrow will be interesting for him then.
Be interesting for him. I mean, to be fair, he is one of these Arsenal fans that will sort of laugh at his own team. But I suppose he's out for the last 15 years. He's had enough opportunities for practice, hasn't he? Yeah, no, I do. I'm a massive fan of it at the minute, Jack. But I do see where you're going. I've seen other sports obviously trying to get it involved as well. I saw it. It wasn't UFC, but I did see a cage fighting event that we're using it. So I do see where you're going with that. Yes, Hollands. Always a good day when he turns up. Ridiculous. I'm not. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. My point. We're shy. Yeah, you are, Matt, as well, and we'll see more evidence of that tomorrow.
And I firmly blame Arteta. We all know that.
He's the main man himself. He's about to introduce the main event.
Michael Buffer out.
How long before that becomes David Diamante?
Well, I don't want to sound too morbid here, but judging by Michael Buffer's age, could be sooner rather than later.
We're live for 12
How long can he go on for?
Boxing. That ring girl looks so awkward. Is it just me? She looks so awkward holding the Ukrainian flag. She's just like, I've been made to hold this. Don't you think?
She does look very awkward.
She looks very awkward. She's just like, they're making me do this. Please let me go.
Bang on there, Hollands. Bang on. So, right, guys, quickly now, as we're sort of building towards the ring walks, fight predictions, everyone is in there. Firstly, like. Secondly, subscribe. Third, give us your predictions.
Yeah, we want to hear
Team
your
Scott or
predictions.
Team Josh?
Well, yeah. Team Josh or
Team
Team Usyk. Is it a knockout? Is it in points? And I tell you what, actually, to the winner, share this with everybody. If anybody can get the prediction absolutely bang on, the first person to do it will transfer him 20 quid straight away.
I didn't agree to that.
I agree to that. I will do that
you
myself.
Get them a top.
Hang on a minute. What stream are we on?
You pair a band.
It's a bit late for that. Look at him.
Well,
he wants to make his
looking.
money back.
It's right.
He's going to get
Usyk,
some
isn't he? He'll go Usyk now. But no, first person. Blue Bean, you'll have a prediction. I know you're backing Usyk, so I mean, a shame you won't get the money. But give us a prediction. Name Usyk or Joshua.
It's got to be round.
Points or knockout, but I want the round for the knockout.
Hang on, we've got our first prediction in. Scott Lavender, Usyk on points. Interesting. If that comes in, I suppose we'll have to transfer them £20.
Do diabetics count there?
Well, don't know. He probably won't see the end. He'll be
Here
eating
we go.
chocolate. So
Jack Eagle, AJ uppercut, KO round 6. I'll take that one, Jack.
A bit of a stupid prediction, Jack.
No, he's got a better chance of getting the money than you have, my boy.
Well, that's because you wouldn't transfer me the 20 quid.
No, fuck that, actually.
No, I have to agree with you, Josh. I think it'll be 8 or 9. I do think a little later on. I think if it gets to 10, it's going all the way. I
think the first 4 rounds are absolutely crucial.
I think I have to agree with Scott Lavender, to be honest.
He's an absolute clown with no knowledge.
Well, they've got God Save the Queen coming. She looks a lot happier now, doesn't she, the ring girl? Oh, she's still been made to hold that Ukrainian flag.
You can the other side.
Yeah, glad Scott knows what day of the week it is.
She looks
AJ will have his
happy now.
signature AJ with fire, won't he?
Sorry, Scott's doing a terrible job on comments. Yeah, no, I agree, Jack. Scott's bang out of order. But yeah, come on, seriously, share to everybody you know. There's 20 quid up for grabs here.
Yeah, I like the fact you promote that when there's only 10 people in. Do you think there's more chance of you keeping your
Well,
money?
we had 28 earlier, and to be honest, there's risk involved there.
Why, there's not enough rounds?
AJ KO's Usyk.
I mean, that's a
punch.
bold prediction. AJ KO's
I'll tell you
Usyk
what,
first
Matt,
punch.
if that happens, I'll send you 100 quid.
Guys, come on, get your predictions in. It's about to start, isn't it now?
20 quid to the winner, first one, as the numbers are creeping up.
I kind of want to hear the ring music. Can we turn it up a bit?
Yeah. Turn it up a smidge.
Go on.
I mean, you
It's your
literally could've done
remote.
that
You
yourself.
have control.
Guys, we just want to hear the ring music. As soon as it's been heard, we'll turn it back. To be fair, I doubt that microphone will be picking up the background noise.
No, just slag my equipment off. It's absolutely fine.
No, it's a compliment, you idiot. It doesn't pick up
No,
background
we want
noise.
it now. I want the people to join in with the ring walks.
Usyk.
Flat on his back. Sponsored by Boohoo Man.
Usyk. It's the other one that always repeats the name, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, David Diamante.
Does wind me up a little bit.
It's annoying. He always goes, Alexander,
What's it bother you? He's just
No,
trying to put a little flag on things.
I get what he's trying to do.
It's to be memorable, and you both commented on it. So 1-0 David Diamante.
Yeah, but no one likes it. Everyone hates it.
I actually love it. I honestly now I don't think it's not a boxing night.
Right, so before it all starts, are you guys still 100% in predictions, or Evie starting to doubt it now?
Well, I've put a tenner on you 6 points. Of course, I'm
the
confident.
doubt could creep in, couldn't it?
No,
You never know.
100%. I am.
100%. You got your glass ready?
Usyk's gone
I'm
for a
just
bit.
I'm just gonna lick them straight. I'm
Usyk's
gonna
gone for
hold
a bit
him
of a
down.
dance something by here. That sounds of it.
Have you seen his dance moves?
He's
not
got
blame
moves.
him. He's got
Those
moves.
hips do not lie.
If this was a dance-off, he would win.
No, but guys, seriously, we're watching the ring walks. Get your predictions in. We want a name
He's walking to the ring.
and a method of victory. Why has he got a spaceman helmet on?
He's wearing a space mask. He's gonna be like,
right.
Yeah, Buzz Lightyear's coming to the ring.
I
There
just
we
come
go.
out as Woody, isn't it? This is for little Bo Peep.
it's a bit odd, a bit of an odd thing from Usyk, isn't it? No,
But he's an eccentric, isn't he? I mean,
Look at
that quote.
suit.
That quote he said himself the other day about you don't want to know what's going on in my head. It's scary or something along those lines. And he is an eccentric, mate. His training methods. And I mean, that's just bizarre.
I'd never
This is
dream of the
bored.
suit he wore.
I know what's happening here.
Deontay Wilder. I knew you were going to say that. I was going to
Deontay
say
Wilder.
it myself.
When he gets flattened in 15 minutes or so,
It made his legs weak.
no, my spaceman hat was too
Do
heavy.
you know what this is? He's auditioned for Daft Punk.
No, this is just his Deontay Wilder. Oh no, the helmet was too tight. It was cutting the blood circulation off. Now he's walking the long way to the ring, so he'll whinge he's tired.
It just looks odd, doesn't it? It doesn't look very impressive.
No, this is Disney.
At least Deontay Wilder comes like with something quite eccentric and a bit like out there.
Well, it was in tribute to Black History Month, wasn't it?
Yeah,
so,
it was actually.
we're all for that. I appreciate the tribute for that. Whereas, as I said, Usyk, this is a tribute to Buzz Lightyear. It's ridiculous.
You can just see the ring light, but they've kind of got the light, but they've got flashing on his face to keep him illuminated. It reflects off his actual mask.
Jack, couldn't agree more. Buzz Lightyear falling in style to infinity and the 7th to 9th round for me.
They've got the light effects going on as well.
He went to stand on Joshua's platform, but they've told him not to.
That's
off. Exclusive to AJ.
That's reserved for the champions, mate.
And he's
took his little spaceman helmet off. Look at that handlebar mustache.
honestly like the suit at the weigh-in.
It's gonna just.
His face does he does have a look, doesn't he? But he's just got like weird stuff going on his head. Don't you think?
Possibly looks like he's
a bit
got.
mean. I think
Yeah.
when he's walking to the ring, he looks very concentrated.
I think he's got a questionable computer hard drive.
Hey, we've got a Ukrainian in the house. Oh, that's mad, isn't it? Just to think there's someone from Ukraine tuning in. Obviously a Usyk fan like me. Big up yourself. Big up yourself.
Right. give us your method of victory. I'm assuming you'll be backing Usyk.
Usyk by points, and I think our Ukrainian friend will go the same.
I must admit, out of all these people saying Usyk wins, I haven't heard the knockout for Usyk.
No,
it's all points, isn't it? No one seems to think that he's got.
I don't think that's going to be his style at heavyweight, is it? I mean, admittedly, his KO range even at the lower division wasn't.
I just think
mad.
If you've got one though, if he smells weakness in Joshua, will he go for it or will he always stick to that game plan?
I'm trying to think, it was Joshua's points fight because obviously Parker, that was it.
There's another one in there.
Was there another one? Because I thought the other one was the loss to Ruiz. No, you're right.
Ruiz too.
Yeah,
it's Ruiz and Parker. The two took him all the way. Here we go, Josh.
Anthony Joshua walking to the ring. It's going to be interesting what song he goes for. He always has a bit of a range, doesn't he? That AJ song looks a bit rubbish, doesn't it? Oh,
he does it every time, though, doesn't it? It's his trademark to an extent. And then they'll stand on the ramp that'll lift. Usyk tried, but unfortunately,
we're not lifting that ramp for you. You carry on walking. Maybe they'll lift the ramp for him when he's new heavyweight champion of the world. Guys, give us a like and a subscribe, please, as we keep on saying it would mean a lot. Have our subs gone up? Who knows? He's about to walk to the ring, Joshua. This is going to be his big fight, first big fight in a while, isn't it? This.
In my opinion, this is his toughest test.
No, I'd agree.
Could you argue that he's not? When would you say his last big fight was? Because Ruiz 2 was more about correcting his wrongs, weren't it? Pulev weren't really. You expected him to win. It's been a while since he's had a test, and I think you might be right. Usyk could be his hardest fight. Yeah,
I think both of them. This is their toughest fight, and this is why he was out the room. Josh was saying this is a big fight. If you can't have White and you can't have Fury, this is the fight you want. And I'm much more looking forward to this one than I am the Wilder Fury because seeing it twice.
It's a big fight, and there's no call for a trilogy with Wilder Fury.
No.
Guys, just to we've got a few of you in here. Just seeing Jack, you're going off until after the fight. That's fine, mate. Come back on, join us after the fight. We'll stay on for a little bit, won't we, guys? Do a little bit of a reaction, talk you through. And to be honest, don't just listen to us. We're just fans like yourselves. We want to hear what you guys think as well. Get involved and tell us.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll all bathe in Scott's tears. Like, I'll tell you what it tastes like. Yeah, it'll be enough. He's going to lose his bet. It's going to be a great night for all involved. Joshua with the old school looking gloves. I did see that on.
I'm trying to like that.
On Matchroom Boxing, they did a glove. Where they're going and choose their gloves. They did a video of it. It was very respectful between Joshua and Usyk. They took some selfies.
I like that as well. There's no fake beef between them. Sometimes you see fake beef in boxing. It's definitely not been there.
I think this fight,
we saw it with Martin.
Yeah,
nothing. That's in the boxing's done the talking, hasn't it? Nobody's bothered about the build-up because they just want to see what happens in the ring.
No, definitely, it's refreshing, and I think what's also refreshing about it is they've done 60,000 tickets. I saw reports they could have done 211,000 tickets with everyone that wanted one, and there's been no fake, throwing tables, pushing and shoving. It's all done off respect, and how refreshing is that, guys? As we, this is probably the biggest fight we'll see this year. I'd go as far as saying
they should have took the fight to North Korea. That's got a capacity of apparently 144,000. Is it?
Where'd you get these stats
from? But I'm glad you went there because when you said North Korea, I thought, oh no, oh dear.
Yeah, he's taking this somewhere dark.
No, I was just taking it to apparently the biggest stadium in the world. I think is it the Bernabeu? That's about 120 as well.
It's under reconstruction at the minute, isn't it? So. Yeah, AJ there on his classic podium with the flaming AJ sign. I love that. It's just got that big fight feel. We've got the pyrotechnics.
I love it.
Are they playing the song from the Breakfast Club?
They are.
They are, aren't they?
No. They're playing. Are you serious?
I can't quite pick it out.
If you two don't tell me what this song is in 5 seconds, we turn the stream off.
Hear it.
The stream's going off then.
It has actually gone off.
Rocky.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry.
Right, guys. Everybody in here, I totally apologise.
And we're behind now. Come on.
Absolute clowns.
It sounded like it at the start.
You cannot be a boxing fan and not recognise that song.
No, I think there's copyright.
Outrage.
Yeah, if you were monetised,
he's gone
copyrighted now. It's a good job we're not monetised.
he's getting Rocky twice, and I'm a massive fan of it. He did it for Pulev, got a devastating knockout against an Eastern European. He's done it for Usyk, another devastating knockout inbound. What do you reckon? 20 minutes or so?
I think with the potential this fight has, the one positive I take to Usyk winning, I don't think I'd mind seeing it again already. I just think this could have a good 2 fights to it.
Should we just turn the sound off now?
Yeah, I don't mind I really don't mind a rematch of this if it's close. It won't be close. We'll get another devastating knockout.
I do think it's going that way.
I love as well Joshua's team. Although sometimes people get criticised for the big team. It's the same faces that he's always had.
Yeah, and you've got to give people credit, haven't you?
Yeah.
Obviously, we've got did an interview that's coming out soon, and the person, are we giving away the person?
We'll say about it after the fight, I think, because it's a big coup for us on the channel.
Yeah, but they spoke about Lorty and the team, and it was a pleasure to see, wasn't it?
We'll go into it after the fight, but it's a brilliant interview, and it shows how important loyalty can be in boxing.
AJ doing his best to follow Creed and
we know what's coming from Scott here.
Go on.
Right.
You've seen Rocky 4.
Yes.
Where Polo dies in the ring because he gets knocked out.
Yeah.
Gaffer, you've had
Come on. I thought that's where you were going with it.
I know, I didn't put that together, to be honest. I've just got this kind of excitement.
I mean, Balachandran, KSI will beat. Yeah. Balachandran, I mean...
Joke, Paul, I like that.
Yeah, I completely agree KSI would beat him.
Have you heard what Logan Paul said? KSI hits harder than Mayweather, is what he reckons.
Yeah, but he's a lot bigger than Mayweather.
Yeah, but I still think...
And Logan Paul's in the YouTube business. Clickbait springs to mind.
It's already advertising his brother's fight eventually.
Exactly. Balachandran, fully agree with you on KSI.
It's
what
interesting,
do you think on this fight? Is Joshua going to win?
KSI himself said, didn't he, that at the moment he'd lose to Jake Paul because he's just not been putting these all into it because of the music and stuff. But
he's everywhere, isn't he? KSI in fairness.
Yeah, he is.
And do you know what? They get a bit of a slagging, don't they? Some of these YouTubers in the boxing world. But I've got to say, hats off to their work ethic because they get themselves about. They're everywhere.
Wow.
And they are still getting in the ring, which it takes some balls, doesn't it?
It's not you hate Jake Paul. I mean, the bloke's been taking it serious. He's in and out every single day for the past 2 years.
I start with the fact they call themselves boxers.
Yeah. No,
that's my issue.
But is he a boxer? Because he's dedicating every day.
Has he fought a boxer
for 2 years?
Has he fought a boxer?
No, that is true.
So he's not a boxer.
Anyway,
that's the thing.
Let's move on to this because we are getting to the ring announcement.
Michael
guys,
Buffer doing his bit.
Keep us updated as well with your round to round. Obviously, we'll be giving our opinion on how we're scoring each round.
Do I have to sit in the middle to keep you two apart, or are you going to be?
No, it's okay because do you know what I'm going to do? Actually, this is what I'm going to do for people. We're on YouTube. It's our first live watch along. When Usyk goes down, I'm going to hold Scott. I'm just going to gently rub the side of his head. Just try and make him feel better and just, reassure him.
Because... I was a bit worried there. He's going to go, I'm going to absolutely right-hand him. I'm going to recreate the knockout and then...
I'm going to give you a cuddle, mate. And just, hopefully you'll feel not too bad about it.
I'm genuinely excited about this fight, though,
it's
either
massive.
way. Usyk's still got the mask on his head.
He's so...
Yeah. It's a bit of an Iron Man one, isn't it?
He's got a very determined look about him, though. I will
this is
say
what
that.
I mean. That's what I was saying about his record in general. 18 fights, 13 by KO, and obviously won all 18. He's never been a knockout merchant anyway. Ben's a joke. Lovely comment from
Gaffer. Not one argument from us, our end. I mean, I think Ben would agree.
I think I do agree. I'm wondering why am I a joke?
I think it's because, I know some Rocky fans. And I think it'll be you not pinpointing the music.
Oh, in fact, it goes for the ginger, but I guess I'm used to it.
To be fair, you've had a big compliment tonight. There's you, Ed Sheeran, and Usyk in a club. That's it.
Well,
and Ron Weasley, actually. We'll have to get
the twins didn't make it.
No,
they didn't make the cut.
I love this. They're both just not moving 1 inch and just staring each other out.
There you go. That is what I like. Usyk looks a bit determined. He looks like he's got the bit between his teeth. AJ staring a hole through him. A lot was made of when he lost to Ruiz, how chilled he looked in the corner like he wasn't on it. That is a man that is laser focused.
I agree. Look, if Joshua wins, I'll give him all his credit. I'll be, I'm not going to.
Will you give Usyk all his credit if he wins?
Oh, 100%. This is one of those fights. It's been such a respectful build, and both are brilliant fighters. Just because I think AJ will win, I'm not knocking Usyk at all.
You're predicting an AJ knockout, aren't you?
I am.
Do you think? Let me ask you this then: at the stage of the knockout, will he be a couple of rounds down on points?
Yes.
Or do you actually think he'll be winning the fight on points at the time?
I don't know. I think it's hard.
The
first 2 rounds for me are crucial, because if Joshua lets Usyk get into a rhythm, I think we'll start to see him box, and that's when I think you might see a knockout then, still in the 8th, 9th, 10th round, but Joshua could be down on points. Similar to the Klitschko fight, there was a lot of debate there as to how the scorecards were going to be looking, and Joshua had to force the stoppage. We could be in that situation.
For me, though, usually he does start slow. First 2 rounds, he gets a feel for the opponent. Did it with
I
did it
don't
with
think he can afford to here.
Although you've got to remember, AJ's not been in the ring for a while. Is he going to want to ease himself in? Especially, will the Ruiz fight be in his head? Will he want to be making sure he doesn't get caught? Go on, this will be the last comment we bring up that's not about the AJ Usyk one, because it is just about a finish.
Balachandran.
Chandran, please hit that sub button as well, Balachandran.
And stay with us for after the fight. We're going to do a full reaction to it, and we want your guys' thoughts on this fight.
Right, let's talk about this. I've just fist bumped, guys. We're just going to presume that you're actually watching the fight. I think the majority of you probably will be, maybe just watching along with us. It's going to be. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm a bit of everything.
You're a bit.
Both fighters look determined, and we have
Joshua straight out to centre ring. See, Usyk, he's gone out trying to throw punches straight away.
Good head movement
we'll soon see if
Usyk.
Yeah, we'll see if Matt Holland's his 1-punch prediction. No, Matt, your 100 quid's gone down the Swanee, mate.
He lands there, doesn't he? Usyk, I think. Yeah, AJ's going to be using his reach, and he's got to use his reach to his advantage.
He's got height, to be fair. He just needs to...
And they've got to move the ref out of the way.
Yeah,
I think Usyk will be open for a few punches. I really do. I just hope Usyk gives at least a good performance. If he doesn't,
he will give a good performance. I know we've been
because if Usyk has a really poor fight here,
right hand,
where does he go from there?
There's always doors to go down, isn't there?
Fuming, Matt. I don't blame you, mate.
I think they're both trying to fill their way in, but at the same time, they're just trying to make sure that everyone knows they're there. They're both trying to just get a little jab, and I think they're feeling.
Do you think Usyk can do that though? Because obviously AJ being the home crowd, if this is a 50-50 round, they're going to score it to AJ, aren't they?
This was my point just before. Usyk needs to be on it early. He can't have a slow start because he probably wouldn't get the knockout. And to win on points, he's really got to win on points convincingly. So you can't afford to have any 50-50 rounds. I mean, Joshua... it's probably an adjustment for Joshua as well, because I know they said they've tried to replicate Usyk in the sparring. But in terms of a proper fight, the movement, although it's already slowing down, to be fair, off Usyk, but that first sort of minute to minute and a half, Usyk's head bobbing and weaving all over. And Joshua's not had that
Usyk's
so much.
maybe struggling to get in, isn't he? He's never fought an opponent of this
size.
That was nice, yeah.
He got on the inside there.
But
AJ just gave him a little smile.
But there you go. Joshua just straight away tries it again.
Yeah, he does well.
Joshua slipped it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Usyk's going to have to mix up what he's doing.
Joshua's toying with him here.
He's moving well, isn't he, Usyk? It's just whether he can keep this up for 12 rounds. That was a nice shot there.
Both men are moving well. Upper body movement. Joshua is just keeping Usyk busy with that left hand.
First round, I know it's not the end of the round, but
that was only like half an inch off if that hits.
But to be fair, that's where that speed that Usyk brings from cruiserweight.
Yeah,
that's where it comes into play.
He's going to be hard to hit, isn't he? It's been a nice first round. It's been a very technical first round.
How's it going for you two?
I think Usyk's won it, but I think it'll probably be scored in Joshua's favour.
So I was going to be honest, I think it's a 10-10. Both fight. Usyk landed that one shot.
Do you think it'll be scored as a 10-10 though, or do you think the judges will go Joshua?
The judges would probably give it 10-9. Well, I think it's one of those two judges will give it to Joshua, one will give it to Usyk.
Yeah.
There you go,
I think
Joshua.
From the first round,
I think Usyk scored as well then.
He's done that shot 3 times to the left.
Guys, let us know, how did you score that first round? I think I agree with you, a 10-10.
Yeah, no, I think both fighters trying, and I'm glad we didn't get that typical big fight first round where
no one's throwing.
Yeah, it's like watching Strictly Come Dancing, isn't it? In the middle of the ring, and they're both just looking at each other.
Yeah, some good shots.
He landed you,
but
Joshua right back with the right hand.
Up.
I love Joshua's gloves, by the way. I know we just said about it, but I think that's a dead shot.
I like the classic look. Yeah, for sure.
But this is what you want, is that I feel like they both want it, but they're both not jumping in too much. There will be a round where they all go hell to leather.
Yeah.
I think that is coming. You can just feel it.
I love Joshua as well. He's stayed consistent with the white trunks, hasn't he? Shout out to Muhammad Ali.
I think Usyk will be a bit daft to go like a hell to leather round.
Although I think,
you reckon?
I think if it gets towards the end of the fight, like
he won't go hell for leather. He's going to have to do more than he's done.
Yeah. But, like, that's not enough. If he fights out the whole way through, in another country, not against a world champion, yeah, he could win it. But in this today where he is, I don't think so.
Round 2, obviously,
So far, Jack's the only one in your bet anyway, Jack and Scott. So it looks like you're keeping your money.
Well, with Scott's...
I'd be interested. I know it's only the first round, but I'll be interested to see the card, but obviously they do, to see how they scored that first one.
I'll count Dom's as well, actually, early for the 9th round, Joshua.
Yeah.
He was specific, so we'll count that. Yeah.
Joshua started well in this round. He's using that jab. Yeah, agree.
Usyk already slightly more flat-footed as well.
Yeah, I agree.
I did wonder, he came in 4 or 5 pound heavier than the Chisora, and he looks sluggish at times with Chisora. Sometimes can they make that step up with the additional weight?
Joshua's just using that reach.
Can you keep on his
He loaded a bit. Loaded
up there, Joshua. He's a starter. He usually has a decent second round. I mean, he's got a fair few second round KOs. Obviously, some of his earlier fights, it's different league. I appreciate that.
Both of them getting the feet tangled a bit.
It's a southpaw style, isn't it? It's
an awkward dance, isn't it?
There you go, left hand landing from Joshua. Well, we know what happened last time Joshua fought a southpaw in a world title fight, don't we? Second round knockout.
That is true.
Don't get me wrong, I am not comparing Charles Martin to Alexander Usyk.
No, but I don't think Usyk keeping his toes because he's working really well. He's making Joshua work for it, and he's on his toes. And every time Joshua's like
chaotic. Gabor, thanks for joining us. Don't forget, hit that like, subscribe button, mate. We appreciate it. Keep your opinions coming. And this is one of those fights for me that's like...
It's already slowed down a bit compared to that first round,
won't it?
Look at them. They're both a bit more like planting their feet a bit more. I don't know if Usyk should be planting his feet, though, and allowing Joshua, more importantly, allowing Joshua to plant his feet.
No,
that's where the power's going to come.
But does he want Joshua to commit so he can
get in? He needs to get in above,
he's got to get
beyond
close.
that guard.
I must admit, Joshua's using that jab to his benefit, really.
100%. This is a Joshua round. 100%.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure, I've got to agree.
Usyk half landing there with the left, I should say.
It's definitely what the shot is aiming for in this.
This is how I thought this fight would go early. If I'm honest,
the way Usyk's throwing, if he's against a cruiserweight opponent, he's landing all these punches. I saw an element there. He's trying to go over, obviously, Joshua's height. It's a different dynamic for Usyk, and it might take him a couple of rounds to get used to it. He's not fought anyone of this size, has he, before?
No, that's the thing. I did think when they matched him with Chaz Witherspoon and then Derek Chisora, they should have put him in with a bigger man, taller and rangier, and they didn't. And is that going to be something that if he loses this, he looks back on and thinks,
maybe I should have done it? Because it's. Although you imagine he's in training, he's probably got people of Joshua's size.
But this is a different atmosphere. This is the one thing. It's probably an advantage as much as it's a disadvantage. But these big stadium fights, Joshua's done them consecutively. Cardiff a couple of times, Wembley a couple of times. He's used to this big fight.
Saudi Arabia, didn't he?
In terms of a stadium, but yes, he's used to the bright lights, the pressure. Usyk, yes, he's in high-profile fights, but this is it's Joshua's arena, if you like. It's in London, it's his hometown, home city.
He's not shied away though, Usyk. I think he's coming to fight, and at the moment,
it's
what you expect. He's panting, but he has not stopped on his toes.
No, he's not
he's
stopped.
Moving in and out. He's moving around like Joshua's just having to follow him. And even though Joshua's,
he did it effectively there. The second round convincingly was Joshua's.
Definitely,
I agree. Joshua got that second round. He's probably going to be too 2 up at least on 2 of the scorecards, and he'll be 1 up on the other, I reckon.
I think he's.
I don't
biding his
speculate
time.
too. Yeah,
What are the judges? Are they? I'm guessing they've got 1 Ukrainian, 1 Brit, and
I didn't
1
see that.
random.
I was going to say with us having the sound off, I didn't see, but I wouldn't have thought we'd get too much of a controversial card. If the fight continues in this sort of vein, then you definitely won't. It's when you get the 50-50 rounds, isn't it? It's whether you like the pressure fighter or a slick boxer.
Well, a couple of times, Usyk seems to be standing to Joshua's left, so Joshua's coming in with the right. He's just hitting Usyk's arm. He seems to be he's not standing directly in front of him, and at the moment, that's working good.
That was a good throw from Usyk.
Yeah, that was decent from Usyk. Just talking about the arm shots there, though, we've seen damage with that before. Look at when Canelo fought Billam-Smith.
Yeah.
Smith's arm was an absolute mess at the end of it.
It's an interesting one, though, isn't it? There, Usyk probably hit him with quite a powerful shot. Joshua didn't seem phased at all. Bit of a load up again from Joshua. I'm not sure if that connected, though.
I don't think it did, but I think Usyk. What he's showing there is he's sort of in and out.
He wants it, doesn't he?
No, he's come to fight, hasn't he?
Yeah,
hats off to him for that.
Brilliant.
I think he's realised in this 3rd round, he's had a 50-50 round and an AJ round. I think he's come out thinking, no, I need to start. I need to. If I'm going to win this some points, Usyk knows.
He needs to win 9 rounds, doesn't he?
You need. And this one so far, you've got to give it to Usyk, surely.
100%.
You've got to admit, you feel AJ, he's waiting. I think as you get to round 5, that's when AJ, he's going to start looking for the knockout then. But at the moment,
he won't go looking for the knockout. I just think he'll put more pressure on.
I think
he's
it'll be
Usyk build confidence. He wants Usyk to step forward on him, I think.
Because I think as Usyk builds confidence, I think he'll start to maybe allow AJ to hit one of those punches. He's throwing power punches in the AJ. It only takes one shot.
But look what we're seeing now, Joshua. They're both very active, moving around the ring, and Joshua's smiling. What that's telling me. He's at just over 17 stone. This is clearly his optimum weight. We saw a few, didn't we? With Takam where he was coming in like 18 stone, and his cardio was brought into question quite, and rightly so. He looks lean, but he's in shape. He's sticking with Usyk, who really should have probably the better engine. Being the lighter man.
That's a nice overarm over the shoulder.
Nice straight right from Joshua.
I've got to give this one to Usyk, I think he's done more.
That's
another good left hand.
He's working those lefts well. They're both going in for it now.
First time we've seen a tangle up in 3 rounds, which is good. It's not
again. Usyk's chin was there then.
It was, but Joshua's too busy holding him.
He loaded there, Usyk, didn't he?
Joshua with the right hand.
Good round.
And although he hit the gloves, you saw Usyk wobble.
Usyk knew he had that round. Then he gave him a little, I'm coming for you.
So there's that, or if you're a Joshua fan, as he hit the glove and he wobbled, he thought, shit, that's power.
Oh, there's that, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you reckon that was a bit like Usyk trying to convince Joshua that he can handle that power?
Well, it's the first time they've got in close and been.
Would you say this was a Usyk round?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, see,
that left is loaded.
He took that like nothing, didn't he? That was quite a powerful punch as well.
Where did it land as well? On the flush.
Kind of flushed off the shoulder, did you think?
He's still connected and he's took
it.
You
know what? I think he's hungrier than I thought he'd be. I think he's still trying to outbox him, but
it's a good
still
slip,
looking
isn't
to
it?
hurt him. I thought he'd be more hesitant going in.
I think he might.
Himself.
I think Usyk might have been a bit phased there because that was such a big power punch, and I don't think Joshua even really reacted much to it.
No, he didn't.
No, he handled that well. That
was a tangle. That was a tangle, wasn't it?
I mean, that's a trip. That's disgusting.
Usyk looks like he feels he can go in though, doesn't he? But that's what Joshua wants. Joshua probably wants Usyk to feel confident because if Usyk's cagey, Joshua ain't going to be able to land one of those power punches. I want to see Usyk take a big punch from Joshua. I want to see, can he handle one?
See that test. It'll come. It will come because Usyk's boxing lovely at the minute.
Do you know what? Each round is getting better. I think each round the intensity is building.
Intensity. He's got to win on points.
Like you say, he's got to win 9 rounds, hasn't he? Really.
Yeah.
And the first round's a 50-50. The second round was definitely Joshua's. This round, obviously, it's early doors.
The third was Usyk.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Really, Usyk's got to win the rest of the round, hasn't he?
Well, yeah.
To get that, it's got to be convincing.
Yeah, because I can't forget a draw, can you?
No. I'd be stunned if we got a draw, but
who wants it?
stranger things have happened. Well, if it's a close
Yeah,
fight,
but you
we
feel
want a rematch,
if you six up by a couple of rounds, you feel it'd be scored as a draw.
Could happen. Could.
I agree with you. I think Usyk needs to be about 4 or 5 up.
It's got to be convincing for him to get the nod.
Again, I'd probably so far I'd be giving him just about to him, but it's a just about, so I could see that being scored as a 10-10.
I don't think there's been anyone dominating this round, has there?
No, I think. Oh, right hand,
glove.
So I think, but if you look, Usyk's not quite as mobile.
Joshua's
and he's definitely not as strong.
No, definitely not.
You know, not that that's a knock on him. In fairness, Anthony Joshua's a beast.
I do wonder whether Usyk's
marking under Usyk's right eye. And to be fair, Joshua is a predatory finisher, isn't he? So are we going to see him absolutely go for it? The jab's working beautifully. He's got a great jab. I mean, both of them actually.
That's going to cause this round or last round?
This round.
He's definitely going for it, isn't he? Yeah, Joshua, he's seen a little opening.
You know, just a little stat. Both guys.
I feel Usyk's had this round to rest. I think Usyk's this round he's not as mobile, but I think his feet works
I think he's learning that he can't not be mobile though. I mean, you're seeing that potential of marking's not quite a cut, is it?
And it's not a cut, but marking, it just becomes target practice, doesn't it?
And the thing is, that's his.
Joshua's still not breathing.
That's the front hand, isn't it? You feel that if Usyk starts to cover that too much, it's going to mean that Joshua will have the. Well, it'll open up Joshua for the backhand to where the power's going to come from.
Well, to be honest, more for me was the fact that Joshua's jab very active. Both fighters love a jab.
I think that was AJ.
He just becomes target practice. Yeah. That's an AJ round for me.
I don't think a convincing AJ, but I think he did that a little bit more. He controlled it and Usyk.
No, I think he won the round, and he'll definitely get the round, won't he? That's what we've got to sort of.
I'm a bit disappointed. We're 4 rounds in now. I'd love to see like a scorecard of how people are feeling.
You're looking at.
We'll probably see Matt Macklins, won't we, in a minute?
Questions?
I was just about to say, did we get Matt Macklin's questions? That's the only thing, guys.
Sky, we wanted Matt's questions, but I don't know what to ask anymore.
No, it's like I think we should just end the stream here. To be honest.
Done.
I'm interested now. As Usyk sort of
they're talking about his backhand.
That's back to the 3rd round, though, isn't there?
Yeah, the 3rd round Usyk was brilliant. We saw that. 4th round he was a little less mobile. Has he took a round to have a breather, or
you've got to have?
Is he getting tired?
He's panting then, weren't he?
He is panting.
He's working hard though.
Didn't really work that hard in the 4th. I didn't think. I'll be honest.
No, but still, it's 1 round sometimes isn't enough to get it all back, is it?
AJ will be happy to allow Usyk in because that.
He'll get the power. He's good up close, isn't he?
I do still feel a 9th round to AJ could go that way.
It's on the cards, yeah.
It definitely is.
I want to see Joshua crank up a bit more. Guys, let us know in the comment section, how are you scoring this?
Go on, Scott. Still confident?
Relatively.
Oh, it's gone from the banker. Alan Lee, if you're watching this, mate, I'd love to know what you're thinking now. We've had Alan on the channel, ex-professional flyweight himself. So very respected guy.
It's 50-50 in it at the moment, and I want to see. Unfortunately, just because of how boxing is, Usyk needs to be at least 3 rounds up to actually get the win. That's my concern.
I think it was more than
he's running out of rounds, isn't he?
Oh, nice right then left. Unfortunately, not quite hitting flush.
Nothing's hit so far, but I think AJ's starting to find his rhythm better.
He's showing the ambition as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
To be fair to him, nice jab there and a right.
Yeah. Usyk struggling. I must admit, Usyk struggling.
Right hand. He's throwing though, and I like that when you see a fighter. You can see he's not having it all around way, but he's going for it. He's not.
Yeah, he needs to find his rhythm though, because AJ's found his. I don't think Usyk has quite found his.
Usyk having a little cry there.
He did hold him around the back. Don't suck up to
it ballet? No, you
should have been a point deduction.
No, I don't hate it.
It should have been a point deduction.
Come on, Scott. But I do think this
nice body shot.
That was low blows.
That was not a low
below the belt.
You are clawing now, aren't you? You know you're losing your tenner.
at the moment. I am.
Active jab.
I do
Definitely
think
another Joshua round so far.
I'd like to see him unload a bit more now, though, Joshua. I know he's
No,
trying to box.
No,
but
he's
I'd
being
like to see
patient. He's
him-
doing exactly what Rob McCracken's talked about.
He can walk through this on points the way it's going.
Yeah, he's
in
being
all
patient.
honesty.
But I don't think that's any discredit to Usyk. I think it's credit to Joshua for the game plan.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
And
He-
credit to his team, you know.
I didn't think Joshua could win it on points at the moment. I hold my hands up. He is.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Usyk's not found his rhythm.
You say credit to Joshua there for the game plan. You know, we've got to give a shout out there to the trainers, haven't we?
Of course.
You know, Rob McCracken is an absolute genius. He did it for Frocci time and time again, and he's been brilliant for. I know he took a bit of flack after Ruiz, but brilliant game plans for Joshua as well. And I think we're seeing the start of another one tonight.
I think Usyk's a bit worried. I think Usyk might be a bit unhinged at the fact that he's hitting him with shots and nothing's happening. I mean, and I think that's given AJ confidence. He wants to scrap because he knows he can get hit
that
now.
little nod.
Right hand there landing.
AJ nodded like, come on. But I've got to ask you the question. It's only the 5th round. Tyson Fury watching this, does he think I'm underestimating AJ's boxing ability?
No, because
is that what he's thinking?
100%,
no, because AJ's got the height. Fury's got the height.
But Fury,
this is
it's
impressive.
different. But Fury's been talking about Joshua can't box. He's a bodybuilder. He's just showing he can box. And,
He's looking good.
Frank Warren, all Fury's team this week and the last couple of weeks have talked about the fact that, AJ can't. He's got to go for the stoppage because he can't outbox Usyk.
To be fair, I said
2
that
rounds
myself.
back to back, Joshua's just outboxed Usyk. It's only 2 rounds. It doesn't make a fight, but it begs the question, Scott. You've got to admit, it does beg the question. I've been saying it all week. We're underestimating Joshua's boxing abilities. An Olympic gold medalist for a reason.
No, I've got to admit, he's looking good so far.
So, what about his boxing brain, Scott? So on there.
Yeah, he's got no boxing brain.
No boxing brain.
No
He can't win. He's got no boxing brain.
I think it's more the fact that he's got Usyk's hitting with a few, and I think Joshua's got the confidence, and I actually think
That
it's
was a good
unhinged Usyk a bit that he's
He looks
hitting with a
confident.
couple of heavy ones, and nothing's happened. I mean,
Usyk
Usyk
coming straight out,
he
always
knows
got a
it,
jab
doesn't
in the left hand.
he?
That's nice.
Usyk knows that he's got to come into this now and start winning some rounds to have any hope. Even I've got Joshua 2 up.
Yeah.
2, arguably 3 up. First round, depending. Joshua, this is perfect. Just stay chill. And, this Rob McCracken preaches this. It's about composure. Don't look for the knockout. Yeah, and we saw it earlier with Billam-Smith, didn't we? When you're not looking for the knockout comes.
Yes.
And Joshua, he doesn't let it go, does he? When he gets the knockout, it's there.
So,
Matthew,
what are you thinking? So, what do you want to know?
I think we've all agreed maybe AJ 2 up at the moment.
It's reverse to what I thought. I thought that AJ would be the one who needs to start performing at this stage, but no, I got it wrong.
Well, I do think Usyk's currently got this. He's the only one that's he's scored a couple of jabs.
Yeah, but a couple of jabs don't make a round, do they? And this is, as we were saying a couple of rounds ago, for Usyk to win on points, it needs to be convincing. You can't be giving him a round because of a couple of jabs.
Yeah. But I must admit, Matt's asking what we're thinking. I'm still thinking AJ's going to stop him in the 9th. I still think that's coming.
See, I'll stick with rounds 7 to 9. I'll go 9th. AJ stoppage. But likewise, I wouldn't be shocked. The rhythm of this fight, if Joshua stayed quite composed, Matt, and just
The way it's going,
he went along for the points.
So I was going to say the way it's going. Even I'll admit, I think AJ's currently got him on points. I think he might just be smart. He seems happy. He seems like he feels he can beat him on points. He might just stick to it.
Well, to be fair,
and let's be honest, he knows he's got the home advantage. Well, I think if AJ sees the opportunity, he'll go for it. But I don't think I was kind of thinking it'd get to about the 9th and he'd be feeling right. I've got to go for the knockout. At the moment, I don't think he's in that scenario.
Will Joshua be thinking? In fairness, everyone's been telling him he can't outbox Usyk. Is there some absolute pride in that? Oh, well, I did outbox him.
I have been under-impressed with Usyk, though. I don't think he's found his rhythm.
I think he struggled with
is this the first excuse?
Well, he's come up with low blows already, hasn't he?
Low blows.
Point deduction.
Usyk can't find his rhythm.
Yeah.
You're better than this, Scott.
I must admit, the 3rd round Usyk looked good and he got some good shots in, but as it goes on, like you said, the team, AJ's got that's a good shot with
That was
AJ.
a good shot, and that probably wins in the round again.
So, we'll have to scroll back. Someone earlier in the comments, I apologise if you're still tuned in, said about it's a fight of fine margins, and we agreed, but it's absolutely bang on. This round, Usyk there with a little right hand. These little 50-50 rounds,
He'll go Joshua's way,
They'll
unfortunately.
go Joshua's way. To be fair, I do think Joshua's just shaded that round.
I do. I think that's another AJ round. And I think that, like I say already, I got it wrong. I thought that it would be Usyk winning most rounds, and it'll be
I thought
AJ.
they'd caught someone illegally streaming it then, constantly on the phone.
And I thought it would be AJ, the one who's having to
Yeah.
look for the knockout. But at this rate, Usyk's going to have to start unloading, like we said.
There he is, yeah. Matt, I want to know what you think, mate, because you're into your boxing, extremely knowledgeable yourself. I want to know what you think. There you go. We were on about Bowie earlier.
There you go.
What?
Andy Clark's first 4 rounds with Usyk.
Even I'm surprised at that.
What?
So he's got Usyk
Up by 2 rounds.
I'll have what Andy Clark's having then.
Well,
I think any of the
That
actual
would
judges have
surprise
scored
me.
it that way.
Yeah,
Apart from
well,
No, I
the
don't know.
Ukrainian.
When you see a card like that, you start to hear the alarm bells. I don't see that.
Good
I mean,
shot.
I'll be fair. Was it behind closed doors last year, Ben? Me and you were watching some of the Wembley shows, and
Yes.
Andy Clark, he loves a rogue scorecard, doesn't he?
he does actually.
Oh yeah, I think
Yeah.
I recall what you were saying actually. Yeah.
I don't see how. Are they trying to build a rematch though?
Usyk's performance to me is telling me that he doesn't think he's up on scorecards. The way he keeps coming out of the rounds. But AJ's performance tells me he thinks he is.
I'd love to know what the Sky presenters said about that scorecard.
Yeah, I can't see. I mean, Joshua Sky's man, isn't he? You know, I know his contract's up, and perhaps we'll have to talk a little bit about that in the reaction at the end. But I can't see them going so strongly against. I mean, 58 to 56 through 6. That's
Maybe he
quite
hasn't
strong.
signed with them.
but yeah,
don't think
maybe he's told them,
signed,
I am
yeah.
going to DAZN actually.
But
yeah.
Usyk has signed.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I think it might be worth setting up another stream for the reaction, or just doing it on this one.
Yeah, no, do it. We'll set up another one. Yeah.
Because
We'll set up another one. Yeah. Right, guys, you probably heard that. We will reset up again. We'll do a live reaction to
Good
this.
left by Usyk.
You know, as soon as it finishes, guys.
so we just use the same thumbnail as well.
To slow her around again, not like the 4th.
I'll be honest, Andy Clark's living in my head now, rent free. Like that shocked me. That has. I don't. Oh, left hand from Usyk there. To be fair,
Joshua's backtracking. I think the momentum took him on then.
Yeah, I agree
I
there.
don't
It was
think
momentum.
yeah, definitely.
Because he's come straight back. His legs are still all good.
I don't think at the moment any of them are at risk of being put down. I think it's.
Yeah. This is interesting now. Honestly, what is Andy Clark smoking? We're a small channel, guys, so don't forget like and subscribe. We really do appreciate it. But if through the power of the internet and YouTube, we can get to Andy Clark.
Oh, AJ's been knocked. He lost his feet then.
Again, it's backtracking though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's momentum. Look, his legs are fine.
No, I know, but that'll still.
Yeah.
It'll just look good, won't it?
Andy Clark will score it as a 10-6.
I think Usyk needs to press forward when that happens though. There's been a couple of times we're stepping back, just press forward.
But he's gone from dancing on the toes to now he's
Usyk's found his rhythm this round, hasn't he? But I don't know
that's
if
a
it's
nice
going to
right
be
hand from Joshua there.
But this for me is a Usyk round.
No, it's a Usyk round, yeah.
Not an Andy Clark Usyk round, but it's a
No.
Usyk round.
No, Andy Clark's just currently calling for the ref to stop it. Oh, after the bell there off Usyk. I don't like that. Where's your point deduction now? Scott, come on, comment.
It was a U6 round.
No, it's Usyk's round, but come on.
No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's do it.
And then he flinched like a
Sorry,
little
mate,
girl.
I'm feeling your leg then. After me coke.
Yeah, then it
This is
shows.
going to be where he knocked him back, is it? Oh no, that was earlier on. Oh,
No,
there it
there
is.
you Do you know what though?
it was legit.
It was a really
It
good
was a
shot.
good left hand.
So AJ didn't look face though. I must admit, his chin looks pretty good tonight.
Yeah, no, he caught him more on the shoulder blade there. The second one was definitely the momentum.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll still be.
Yeah.
It'll still look good though.
That
We'll
would
give
have
him the
been
round.
a knockdown because
yeah, no, he gets the round, doesn't
Yeah.
he? 100% he gets the round.
to be honest, Andy, he's still in my head.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't get it.
I'm baffled
It
at
makes
that.
me question it, but like I think he's just being edgy, isn't he?
It's the Hatton, isn't it, Scott?
He's
You can't trust these.
He's
judges.
trying to nick a headline, isn't he?
Do you reckon we turn the sound up for when the actual scoring's announced?
Yeah, we'll have
so
to,
we
won't
can,
we?
we can hear what's going on.
I want to hear if they're wide.
Although people like this is the rounds people said we're going to be AJ knockouts.
Yeah, I was going to say I said 7 to 9, and round 7
we're
was
getting into that.
Usyk.
We're getting into that that area, aren't we? I don't think Usyk has done enough to win on points.
No.
Yeah.
At the moment, Usyk's the one who looks most likely to stop the other. I don't think he will, but if you're going off most likely, I think he's landed the better shots.
I agree with you to a degree, but I think it's
Only
also shown that
round,
Usyk hasn't got the power.
No, that's recent. Yeah, that's just because of the 7th round. Before that, we were both just sat saying that Joshua was building towards a 9th round stoppage.
I still think he might stop him in the 9th, but I don't think Joshua's shown that he's looking for the knockout yet. Usyk has. Yeah,
Joshua needs to start and be more active now, I think, because, Usyk's won the 7th. He's active in this round. Joshua needs to start unloading for me.
Usyk's not slowing down, is he, yet?
No, his feet are a bit more flat, but, he's picking his shots well, isn't he? He's working well.
He's growing into it, definitely.
Nice right hand there from Joshua.
But I think his positioning is helping Usyk. He's just standing to the side, isn't he? Joshua's struggling to land that right.
It's because he's constantly up and down, and it's the old adage, isn't it? It's harder to hit the moving target. And Joshua, as I said at the start, he's not really fought these mobile people, has he? He's fought these big lumps.
I stick to it for both of them. This is both their toughest test, even as it's gone on.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, that was nice shots in the body
shot
off
by
Joshua, and a right hand then follow up.
I think he might have hurt him with that body shot.
I think so, yeah. He's slowed down, hasn't he? Every time you say Joshua was hitting flush, though, you would say that, he's caused some damage, he's hurt him. Another right hand, there's a bit more momentum.
It's interesting because Usyk does look a bit shaken, and these are the rounds people said Usyk, no, slow down.
Usyk going there, missed every shot, though, to be honest.
His corner are clapping him.
Yeah, we're back to Balachandra and his KSI's windmill technique, aren't we? Guys, don't forget, if you tuned in, drop us a like, hit the subscribe. We're going to go off. We'll get a few opinions, and then we're going to be back on for a live reaction. And again, get involved in that. We want to hear how you guys are scoring this, because based off Andy Clark, it's going to be an interesting one, isn't it?
Yeah, we'll go offline after the final, after it's been announced. Obviously, we'll set up another one probably for about 25 minutes after the fight.
It's very, very interesting now, Josh, I mean, he's still not breathing. It's not like you can say he's taking his time, is it? He needs to show a little more urgency for me. I mean, I think he's definitely won this 8th round, but I just want to see a little bit more. We know he's got it, so it's a little bit frustrating. So I'm starting, I want to see more from him. And how good is it as well? We said about Tottenham's ground looking brilliant. How good is it to see, 60,000+ fans back? Big time boxing.
Enjoying it. Yeah, lovely.
I think it's good for them to get a main.
It is. It's lovely.
It is lovely.
Unlike Leeds, it's good for them to get a proper main event.
Yeah, well, we can't blame anyone for that, can we? But I know what you mean.
I felt sorry for the fans for that one.
Sorry for the fans. I felt sorry for us.
Warrington.
Yeah, you were texting. Are we reacting? We'll react. And then I thought, good God, what are we going to say now? Because I wanted to just be like, what the absolute is going on?
I honestly think if it's not a stoppage in this 9th, there's no stoppage coming. I think this round.
I don't know. I thought the same with AJ Klitschko. I know, different fighters and whatnot, but
are we going to see any other scorecard apart from Andy Clark's?
No, that's all that matters.
No, you only I mean, a bit. You normally get a Macklin one flash up around now. We might still.
I'll say because I don't rate his scorecard, and I'm on Usyk one.
No, at that point, I mean.
He started this round well, though, hasn't he, Usyk?
He started every round great for 30 seconds.
Yeah, I agree.
And then it sort of slows down.
Point deduction, Scott?
Disqualifications for Scott. Ban him for life.
Just a warning. You got me excited then, but he was actually signalling for a point deduction. I was like, yes. Good
jabs from Joshua there. He's got a great jab, hasn't he? This is what I mean. Like, people slagging off his boxing ability.
That's where Usyk should have gone in. Because Joshua went for the big shot, missed.
Is he worried about being caught?
And Usyk's the one with the open mouth, breathing. And
well, let me ask you this though: if that happens against Fury, that would be where Fury would obviously score a shot.
But it depends which Fury, doesn't it? Fury that turned up against Klitschko. I mean, don't wrong, it's dangerous, but not in terms of a knockout. Fury that turns up.
No, I wasn't saying he would knock him out. I'm just saying that's where, for example, he scores, but Usyk isn't.
I think it's where the size comes in. As we said in the early rounds, when Joshua's landed, Usyk's clearly felt it, and it's not been reciprocated, has it? When Usyk's landed,
it's interesting, isn't it? Because the Chisora one where Usyk seemed quite fast, Chisora was just using his body weight on him all the time. We've not really seen Joshua do that. But is that just because he's being smart and not allowing Usyk in?
Well, this is where, to be honest, I mean, I'd want to be hearing what McCracken's saying in the corner, because this to me is like he's kept his weight down and he's trying to do what everyone said was the impossible, isn't it? He's trying to outbox him, which massive respect, but I don't know. Is it an unnecessary risk though? Yeah,
you got a better chance of winning by knocking them out. Knock them out, and I just think like. Who cares what people say?
Or even just tiring him out using your body weight, because that's what Chisora did really well. In all fairness to him, he put his body on him. He tried to tire him out in that way.
Well, I said, go on, Ben.
Now, one thing I will say with AJ, I always say towards the end of the fight, his tank, he looks a little gassed and tired. This is the best I've seen him look like getting towards these rounds.
You wonder if you think the Usyk was banking on that.
Well, yeah, I think you would.
Definitely.
Did he think, it'd be fine because I'll probably win the last 4 rounds?
Exactly. I think you're right. But Joshua, his cardio seems up there. To be honest, he's the one on his toes more than Usyk at the moment.
Yeah, so Usyk's just found 2 rights and a left, and all of them missed. Oh, his dad's landed with the right there. Go on, Joshua. Got Usyk back to the ropes, and Usyk goes for the. See, this is where I thought the fight was going to be won.
Yes.
I thought, we're going to see Joshua on his chest, uppercuts, wrestling, tiring him.
He's gone with a different
left hand.
I think that was again a true.
You got to look at the legs, haven't you? Joshua in fairness.
It's an interesting one, though, isn't it? Like, do you know when it's like a 50-50 round, which I feel that was? There's something where you just see that little legs go. Or do you reckon the judges are going to be mindful of that?
Judges are mindful of that.
Yeah.
And, I think particularly the more high profile it is. Sorry, I don't know what.
Guys, 14 in the chat at the moment. Please hit that like and subscribe button for us, please. It'd be massive for us.
Bloody nice for Joshua.
About time Usyk did something.
Honestly, guys, comment, tell us what you think. Who's winning?
Actually, that is a very good point, Matt. You asked us. I want to hear your opinion, Matt. I asked for it, and it's upset me a little bit that you've just left it off. I don't know what to say.
Up to 68 now.
No, thanks, guys. We appreciate all the support. As is, just saying, like, subscribe, get in the comments, tell us. We're not listening to the commentary or what's going on there. We are just watching the fight. So let us know what's being said. What do you guys think? Do you agree? Are we about to see a robbery or?
Can I just say Joshua waved Usyk into that? Bell went and maybe this is where he starts unloading.
Yeah, well, all the 9th round, my money's safe because all the 9th round stoppages.
No bananas, you can keep your clothes on.
What about Scott?
To be fair, me keeping my clothes on is a bigger win for the internet than anyone else.
What about that Scott Lavender character who said you 6 points?
But I thought we agreed that he didn't count. To be fair, no, I'll give you 20 quid, Scott. Unfortunately, you've got to pay me 50 quid for sorting your car out. Yeah.
I've also got to pay for the stream.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do
not the stream, the pay-per-view.
We'll do a contra. Don't you worry. Know all about that in your accounts.
That's a silly punch by AJ.
So you're doubting it now, Scott?
Is his nose still bleeding? No, it's the patched it up.
Is that AJ's eyes as well starting to look?
It looks like his right eye.
I think Usyk's actually landing a little bit more. Was that a glove or was that a hit?
Well, they're both connected there with the jabs.
See, this round, I think it's been the opposite. AJ came out fiery, and I think Usyk's the one who's taking.
Interesting, Usyk's moving his head a lot more than we've seen the last few rounds.
Playing possum.
That was a good shot by AJ. What are you thinking? A draw could be fair?
No. Well, totally depends. The fight's there for the taking, is how I'd say. With 2.5 rounds to go. The fight's
It's
there
close,
for the
isn't it,
taking.
at the
Yeah.
moment?
It's
It's
very
close.
close.
I don't know. Not even on my scorecard, I don't even know what I'm saying.
I think it
Mind
could-
you, I think we've all been friends since seeing what's his
Andy
face
Clark
is.
is
Andy
in our
Clark.
heads,
Yeah.
rent free.
When he said 2 up, I was just like, yeah, either he's
Yeah.
stupid or we're stupid.
This could
Like-
be a fight where every time you watch it, there's a different winner. I
Yeah.
think that's where you're going to go.
Is that Usyk cut now?
Yeah, Usyk's cut, Roto as well.
That's it, right.
That's a
Come on,
big shot.
Joshua. You need to go for this now, mate. Think of your 100 million Fury fight. You got
That's a dangerous place to put your chin in it if you use it then. Know what AJ said.
Joshua's eye there. We've not seen that from
There's a
him in
bit
his
of blood
career
on
yet.
Joshua's shorts now.
Yeah, that'll be from the.
Yeah, but they're both starting to get a little. Oh, that eye doesn't look too good, does it actually?
Bloody hell, U6 is.
No, I think it's just running down the nose, isn't it? Just missing the eye,
Yeah.
so vision should be okay.
Usually
And
didn't like
don't
that
forget,
shot.
guys, 15 people in the comment section now. Let us know what you guys think, please. You know, we want to hear it. You know, just as this is spicing
Good
up. Both.
U6 is landing.
He is landing. He missed as many as he landed, though, Scott.
No, I agree. No, I agree.
I know you want the use
You know
to win on
what?
points.
I'm sorry, yeah, I am being a bit one-sided. I'm not even going to lie. I'm like, I've got a tenner on this, please.
Yeah, let's have an unbiased watch along. I'll be you said.
It
Yeah.
pays for my weekend if it comes in. No,
Very
I paid
true.
bloody £50 to go to Southampton tomorrow.
Ah, so you're smoking the same stuff as Andy Clark.
Yeah, mind you, even I went one-sided. I was saying it was a Joshua win
No, I
when he
agree,
said
yeah.
there were 2 rounds up.
2 rounds left.
It's for the
Oh
taking.
my God, have you seen that eye?
I wonder if he's.
You can't see out of it.
I wonder if an orbital bone's gone, or we talk cheekbones highlighted on it last 12
Move your
months.
head, mate. I want to see.
Yeah, the trainer's going to
Yeah,
move.
Rob McCracken. Yeah,
Get out of
could
the
you
way,
move
mate.
your head, please, because you're affecting our live stream.
I know, but his eye looked like he
It
couldn't
wasn't
see
shut.
out
It
of it.
wasn't shut.
No,
It
no,
was very
Nasty,
swollen.
nasty.
With the shot he's been landing with his left and looking for, a couple more shots for
Oh,
that.
yeah, we can still see
Yeah,
out of it.
Scott, leaning to the right will really help you see on the TV.
I know. I'm just like, move your head, McCracken.
Living in the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, some blood coming off Usyk as well.
It's so even for me, it really
It's
is.
been a good fight.
It's
I mean,
been a brilliant
I'm not
fight.
normally. I love it. Obviously, as most people do, I love it when people go for the knockout.
Yes.
But for a traditional boxing match, it's been a good fight. Both fighters landed.
Whose eye? The answer is both of them. Joshua's looks very swollen. Usyk's looks cut. So both their eyes at the moment, mate.
Both their right eyes. So, yeah, I think, but I don't think you can necessarily say either of them coming with a bad game plan. Usyk unloaded.
Well,
so
Usyk
Usyk's-
came in with the only real game plan that he could come with,
yeah.
and even as fans, we sort of guessed that. So
He's tried the bigger shots. I just don't
Yeah.
think they've faced Joshua, have they?
no, and I think
No.
Joshua's come to try and outbox him, which I rate him. But
Do
I
you
just
think
hope
they
it
both
doesn't
know
cost
it's a
him.
close fight? Because I don't think either of them are stepping off their foot off the gas.
No, I think they both might think they've done enough.
I think it could be one of those where we get both arms raised at the end, where they
Yes,
think they've both
definitely.
done it, and then.
And someone gets disappointed.
I mean, unless we see a late stoppage now, would you want to see a rematch?
I mean, if someone got a knockdown now, that would
I
be the
think
decider.
I
wouldn't
would
it?
like to see a rematch, but in the rematch, I'd like to see them unload a bit more. I don't think, even though I've enjoyed it, I don't think I'd want to see this again.
There's
I think I'd
time
want
for
to
a
see something
rematch
different.
as well. I think that's the important thing. There's probably time, isn't there? I think.
See, I stick by what I said. I was praying Joshua comes through, Fury comes through in a couple of weeks, and then we're straight through with.
Oh, I like this comment.
I do
What would you
like
rate
it.
the fight so far out of 10? I think I'll go for a heavy 9. It's been a very enjoyable fight, hasn't it?
I'm going 7.5.
What about
I'm
yourself?
7.5. For me, it's not had the suspense where edge of your seats. I think for a fight, you want to be
Yeah,
on the
we
edge
have
of
all
your
been
seats.
sat back.
I get that,
Been quite
yeah.
relaxed, and I think it's
What would
about
you give
what
as low as
makes
a
you
5?
No, I think 7.5.
Oh, you said
You've got-
7.5. Sorry,
no,
I've only heard the
you've
5
got to
there.
appreciate the
I
boxing they've
get
both
that.
brought.
I'd give
that's
it-
for me.
I'd give it an 8. To be fair, it's one of those fights that's been threatening to set on fire. But
It's
it's
missed
not
the next
quite
gear, hasn't
done
it?
it,
I
yeah.
think it needs. They both need to take up a gear. And Joe, what? They might in the 12th. But again, I think these later rounds, Usyk's been winning them, in my opinion.
Again, you're another AJ hater, though. I've got to say that.
But I want AJ to win. That is the
Ooh.
difference.
That was a few
Give him
left
a
hands
few
there,
there,
to be
didn't
fair.
From you two, I am the unbiased one.
They're both just going for that eye, aren't they? They're both going for each other's eyes.
Good game plan.
I'm very this 11th round I'll be giving to Usyk unless Joshua can do something a bit spectacular in the next 40 seconds. But
Usyk's moving with confidence
what?
as well
I'm just
now,
gonna
which is
say it.
interesting.
I think a draw's fair.
I wouldn't
Really,
argue with
I
it.
don't think you can argue with the draw. Would the draw get the rematch though?
You couldn't argue with any
you'd
result,
have to.
could you? You couldn't argue with any result, really.
I don't think. I'm not saying it as an AJ fan. I don't think unless he does something a bit special in the last round. I don't think
Unless Thingy's right on his scorecard.
Andy Clark's calling the
that's
police
all.
because the ref's not stopped it.
Usyk seems the one hungrier for it now.
I mean, this is definitely an Usyk win. I'm wondering if Joshua was injured because he's just not.
He's not going.
He's not been at the races this round.
He's not letting. He's not even. He's not letting his hands go, but he's not even throwing many jabs now. He's just more.
No,
so
he's always busy with his jabs. I mean,
Do you think Usyk knows if he could? Let me ask you this then: Usyk gets a knockdown in the 12th, not a knockout, a knockdown. Do you think he's nicked it?
I think anyone gets a knockdown though.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. I think it's that close.
So I think as it is now, if we have another 50-50 round,
He looks tired
Joshua
now,
gets it on points. Usyk, though, look, he's the same. They can either, both been active. I mean,
They're both panting.
yeah,
It's what you want to see, though, don't you?
Guys, as we say, we're gonna as soon as this is finished, we're gonna go off for a bit and we're gonna come back. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do.
won't be long,
We'll
will
go
we?
off for 10-15 minutes. See a little bit of get some talking points, and then come back on with us. Tune in. Let's see what everybody thinks, and don't forget, guys. Please like, subscribe. It really does help us out.
Last round, then anyone think there'll be a stoppage?
Nah, I think it'll
go
go
the
there.
distance.
Do you reckon we'll see a bit of a last minute where they'll just literally both throw in at
I hope
each other?
so. I do hope so.
It started like that. The ref was having to go, we haven't started yet.
I think they'll both leave the ring with respect to one another.
I think they respected each other before, didn't they? So
Yeah.
But there's a difference after
It's
being
been a hell of a
there.
brawl, and I'll give it to AJ. I think he has he's been a lot more impressive boxing wise than I thought he would be.
This is a better Usyk performance than any heavyweight he's done so far.
Like for sure.
Oh, we are. Andy Clark.
What?
There you go. Joshua's had
Andy
3
Clark has
rounds.
it 5 rounds up.
Andy Clark,
Your head.
Andy
rent
Clark, if
free.
you see this,
Bloody
you should
hell,
be ashamed.
I don't care which way. I just want to stop it, Jack.
I would love a stoppage.
It would round the fight.
Do you know what, Ben? I'm with
I think
you.
it
I
would.
think I'll be a bit disappointed if either of these have won it. I just think
I
a draw's fair.
Yeah, but I think one of them stop it. You can't
Right
argue that
hand
one.
there from Joshua.
Yeah. That
It's
seems
very-
to have phased Usyk a bit.
That's what I mean.
Joshua started the round slow and now he's got his confidence. I feel
Hmm.
we could be in for... Does the fact that Joshua's throwing this much to maybe tell a story that he maybe thinks he needs to do more? Have we kind
He's
of...
not, is he?
Usyk's throwing more.
Usyk's
yeah,
throwing more.
he is.
I'm not being funny. I think every time Joshua's hit him, you can tell Usyk's felt it. Why hasn't he unloaded more?
Yes. I do think if he has gone to outbox him, he's gone for the wrong plan. Like, you've got power. Go and stop him.
It's bold. It
Yeah.
is bold, but
Usyk's
if
landing
I was
there.
Joshua, I'd be fuming. Like, I know we've had a bit of banter about it this week. The disrespect that man gets about his boxing ability. So,
I'll give him his dues. He's boxed well today.
He's boxed brilliantly
He's
tonight.
boxed well.
He hasn't outboxed him, has he?
He
I
has
think
in
that's-
patches. He has.
Yeah, but in patches, Usyk's outboxed him too. It's been that even. For me, this is split down
This
the
is a
middle.
draw, yeah,
I
over.
do think a draw's fair.
Another right hand and another right hand.
Yeah,
Miss.
both of them have been throwing well in this last round, both getting scores.
I'd give
And-
the stone
and
to
us-
Usyk.
Would you really?
I would.
No,
I think it's a draw this round. Do you think it should be a
Usyk
draw
is
then?
50
Or do you
seconds
think-
Marching
left.
him down.
Do you think Usyk has won this then, Ben? Because you seem to
I think AJ
last few
won.
rounds you've been kind of
Yeah, but I think
he won the earlier
I
rounds.
think AJ won probably 4 out of the first 6. I think Usyk's won 4 out of the last 6.
I think it's
He's hitting
it's
with
a
a
fight
lot
of
of
two
jabs,
halves.
isn't he?
Yeah. And
Which is the opposite way. I think some people thought it would go. Everyone thought AJ would come into it in the later and Usyk would start well. And Usyk, that's a bit stupid from Usyk. 20 seconds to go. Don't overcommit.
He's
Nah,
trying
you
to
want
leave
him
an
to-
imprint on the judge's brains, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think, again, I'm going to say it again, Usyk round.
Usyk's
Look at
won
that.
this round. Usyk's won
Oh.
this round 100%.
Go on, kick for a week.
Now, you're putting
do
your
you know
tongue
what?
out, Joshua.
Joshua. Yeah.
But I think Usyk might have just nicked that. I don't know.
I think it'll be a draw. I got this feeling. No, I said that on our last video.
Another 30 seconds there. Joshua can stick his tongue out all he wants, and I'm a fan of his. But another 30 seconds
But
there.
he's the
and
one who's
Usyk's-
had to sit down,
yeah.
isn't he? I know Usyk's got on his knees, but look, he's having to sit there. He looks like he's hurt.
Should we turn the sound up? I know we're on stream, but I kind of want to hear what people are saying.
The way the doctors dive straight in there, I'd think has Joshua got an injury?
Yeah. Do you know what?
Everyone's saying.
I don't think Usyk.
Commentators saying it was incredible from Usyk. That eye's closed now.
Well, there you go. Who's class?
And for the Sky presenter to be saying that.
With passion.
No, don't worry too much about that. We might get a Joshua to the zone announcement this week. So.
Do you reckon that's why they won't like it? They already know.
You just never know, do you? Let's discredit them,
But Sky have gone to him. Sky have gone. He's signing with the zone. Slander him.
I think Usyk's possibly got this.
I don't think you could 100% say someone won. You're going to get so.
I think it'll be a draw.
I'm wondering now, are we going to get absolute pelters in the comments?
I think we will. What we've been saying.
Guys, what's everyone's feeling on the stream? Come on, let's have some comments. How do you think it went?
I think people can be influenced by what the commentators are saying. We've watched that without any
neutral. I agree. I think we all. Let's all be fair. I think we all said a draw would be fair.
I want the draw because I think, Joe, let's do it again because none of you proved you better than the other.
I think it could be one.
I kind of like that we've watched it without the sound because, as you say, we've not been influenced.
I get influenced by the.
If so, because the second we turned on the sound, we've maybe. You did say before, didn't you? But maybe Usyk edged it.
Joshua's got an injury there. Clearly, the way the doctor's in his eyes.
But
do you think Joshua feels he's lost it because Usyk's like? Not quite celebrating, but he's definitely feeling great. The Ukraine, look at him.
He's the one who you'd think from their reaction.
Does Usyk genuinely feel he's won this? Interesting, guys. We're really tied on this because I think, especially the English scorecard, you never know. Obviously, AJ being the home fighter. Do you think? Do people think then Usyk? Yeah, I want AJ to win, but I feel like he lost coming in on the comments.
You could be getting your bet. You are close to winning your bet, Scott.
You did say Scott didn't count, but I'll stand on.
So you might be drinking Josh's tears. I think it's going that way.
I don't know. I
haven't said a bad word about it.
Josh, would it surprise you then if AJ's won?
I don't think any of us.
Not the way Scott.
That's what I mean.
I can see it going any way. I mean, what will really annoy me is if we get some wide scorecards because I don't see it as a wide.
I've got to admit, I would get. I'd like to say, if AJ won, I'd get angry. I wouldn't.
No,
I could kind of see it either way.
I was hoping to really kick off with you after, but I think you can see.
We're not going to put it on, are we? That's the thing. We're not going to put on a.
No, what we do is genuine. We have had a bit of banter about it all week.
It's a shame when you got more passion going in than coming out.
Going to turn the sound up, guys.
What are you talking to me? I said he's lost. As in, thinks he's lost.
I don't think AJ thinks he's won it.
No, I agree.
They're quite wide scorecards. Unanimous.
Wow.
Yeah, who's 6-1? Oh dear.
Scott!
Drinks just won 50 quid.
Well done.
No.
Oh, look how much it means to you.
He said he'd always dreamed about this. He was told he was too small for heavyweight.
Oh my God. Eddie Hearn looked pissed.
They've just lost 100 million.
You've got the rematch.
Have they though? You don't always get, depending on the contract situation with mandatories. I'll rate that from Vitaly Klitschko and Alex Krasik actually, straight into AJ.
Do you know what though? I think if you watch it back, you might agree with that, but in the moment, like I say, we had no influence, but
this one up now.
Yeah. Guys, obviously what we're gonna do is we're gonna come back. Should we just turn down the sound briefly just in case I can't hear us clearly? Guys, we're gonna come back in about 10-15 minutes. We're gonna set up a new stream. So please watch out for that. We're going to come back in a minute and we're just going to do a full reaction. I think we need a bit of time to digest it. We need a break. We've been live for nearly 3 hours, but we're going to come back in 10-15 minutes. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. We'll be back in about 15-20 minutes time. We're just going to come away and then we're going to do a full reaction to this fight and we're going to do it live. So guys, massive thanks for coming on. And make sure you come back, please. We're a small channel. Please hit that subscribe button. It costs absolutely nothing. And please come back and support a reaction to this as well. I think, we want to be really upbeat on the reaction. And I think we just need, in all honesty, 15 minutes just to digest what we've just saw so we can come back and give a really good reaction. But yeah, guys, please hit that like button. Thank you for joining. And as I say, we'll see you in 15 to 20 minutes time. Thank you.